I welcome you guys all today. I understand it's a very beautiful day today. I understand every single day you must be very prepared to come and do a nice beautiful busking performance, which is a street performance every single day. I although understand that this time when it rains, I have an umbrella, I have some cover-ups here. I understand that nothing is going to prevent my street performance from happening. I don't care if it's storming, I don't care if it's hailing, I don't care if it's raining. I have an umbrella which is going to go on the top of my nice beautiful camera over here. If it rains, I realize if it rains, I realize my umbrella will be on top of my camera, protecting my technology. I understand either way that my work still continues whether it rains or not. I don't care, although I do care to grow you today. I understand every single day I always perform. You can find my Instagram over here. You can check it out. I understand every single day. You can find me on YouTube also. I understand that what's important every single day is understand what grace is. Understand when you understand what grace is, you understand Jesus Christ. You understand to accept what's happening today, and that way you'll forgive and you'll be more spiritual when you let go. I realize that anybody who wants to argue against you is not accepting you. I understand when somebody agrees with you, I understand they accept you. I understand that if you agree with yourself today, you will forgive yourself. I understand if you don't forgive yourself, you're not accepting yourself for the way you are. I don't care what you are today, I just care that you go and grow today. I understand either way. I just recently watched the video of this man and he says that he's gay. And he goes to the doctor and he says, what can I do about my gayness? I realize the doctor's saying that it's just the way you are. I understand what I would say here is I realize what I say over here in terms of my life. I understand that gayness is a choice. I understand if you want to be gay, you can be gay. I understand if you want to be straight, you can be straight. But you have to consciously invest your time and say, I'm straight. I am not gay. I am not gay. Or if you want to be gay, you just say, I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm gay. I mean, it's just that simple. I mean, what you want to be in life is just positively affirm to yourself what you are and understand it's a choice whether you want to be gay or not. Otherwise, it's not chosen for you to be gay today. Otherwise, it's not chosen for you to be straight. Otherwise, that what's chosen for you is what you've chosen for yourself, and that's that. I choose to be straight. I choose to go and make sure that I understand that when I go straight, I'm not gay, I'm not bisexual, because that's my choice. I realize, although, that you're not born gay. You're not born straight. You're not born a bisexual. You're not born a transsexual. I understand if you choose to be a transsexual, you'll also go and dress like one. You understand? I mean, it's a choice. I mean, it's consciously choosing all the time. You have to understand you're always consciously choosing what you want to be. So understand that if you go to the doctor today and you're transsexual, you're not born a transsexual. You can say, I'm straight today. I'm straight. I don't have to be transsexual. You can choose to be whatever you want to be. But just make sure that if you're transsexual, then you say, I'm transsexual. I'm transsexual. I'm transsexual. Or else if you don't want to be transsexual and you have a problem with that, you say, I'm straight, or I'm gay, or I'm bisexual. I mean, choose your path of life. You understand? I realize what you love is what you need to do every single day. I choose to understand that I just go for I. Or else I go and make sure I'm straight. I'm not bisexual, I'm not gay, because I choose to be that way. I choose that life. But if I chose to be a transsexual today, I'd be the top one. You understand? Otherwise, I'm always the top one in all areas of life, in my life. You must be the top one in your area of life. I don't know what you do, but you must be passionate about what you do daily. You must be passionate about your skin color. You must be passionate about the world around you. You must be passionate about growing people, because that's what I do. I understand I have an umbrella here, because if it rains today, I understand that next week, and in terms of the next, in terms of the next 7 days, I understand it's going to rain, and it's going to be stormy. But guess what? I have a coat, I have a raincoat, I have a cover up for my technology over here. I don't care if it rains, I don't care if it hails, I don't care if hell comes today, because I'm still going to perform today. I understand when I perform, I understand I'm always doing my work. I understand my work is life. I understand when I teach life, or else I'm doing my work. I love to teach life. I love to give you skills about how to better yourself. I understand I quit coffee, I quit cigarettes. I can also help you quit the same. You understand? I can also help you to become a vegan. I can help you to remove 47 kilos from your life. I've already lost 47 kilos off my life, and I realize that's why I'm always much healthier than before, because I understand how to maintain the weight. I understand how to stay away from KFC. I understand how to stay away from McDonald's. I understand that, but many people don't understand that. Otherwise, they don't understand how to stay away from processed food. I understand how to do that. I just never go there. I understand if you want to quit anything, or else if you want to quit masturbation, or else just don't do it. I mean, it's so simple. Or else if you want to have a better life, I mean, just make sure you never go for the pleasure of life. I mean, don't go and reach for the food. because food and drink is a comfort zone. So don't reach for food and drink. Otherwise, don't have sex with other people, because having sex with other people is comfort zone. Otherwise, if you're just chasing other people, you're in your comfort zone. You don't chase other people, you chase yourself. And you're also making sure this way that you're going. Understand, anybody who's chasing themselves today is somebody great. Understand, those people who have more time for themselves than anybody else are the great ones. Otherwise, that the crowd loves to give the crowd the time. Otherwise, you don't give other people time, you give yourself the time. You give yourself the most time ever. Understand, every single day I make sure I'm always giving myself that time. I mean, I give myself time freedom. I give myself everything. I give myself financial freedom, because I search for how to do it. I go and write in my journal, and I write all day long. I write 100,000 words. I write 300,000 words on how can I become more financially free and more free in terms of my life, so I can travel and so I can be professional and professionally develop myself every single day. I go and write 500,000 words. I write 100,000 words and 1 billion words in my nice beautiful journal every single day. I write 10 million words on how I can succeed every single day. I write 50 million words on how I can succeed. I write it. I don't let other people write it for me. I write 50 trillion words down. You understand why I'm successful? You understand how I communicate? I write so much down. I understand. I thank you very much. I understand every single day. I'm making sure I'm always developing. But understand that whatever you're inspired about, you must be inspiring yourself the most. You have to understand that you must be inspiring. So anybody who calls themselves inspirational must wake up every single day inspirational. You must be somebody who understands to inspire other people every single day, because guess what? Understand, when you love other people motivating you, I promise you other people love you motivating others. I thank you very much, boss. So thank you. Either way, you guys can find me on my Instagram at Danny Milivojevic. I'm a public speaker. I'm also somebody of a vegan. I'm a vegan. I believe in veganism. I believe in life. I believe in church. I believe in culture. I believe in information. I believe in people, because I'm still alive. I'm still alive today, but I make sure every single day that everybody's lifting. Understand, when I lift, I make sure I'm always doing my work, because that's what's important. Otherwise, work is life. So you have to have duty. You have to have somebody in your life who is you, who's going to better your life every single day and look in the mirror at yourself and say, I love you 100 billion times, because if you don't love yourself, otherwise nobody else will. I love myself so much that I'll go into my mirror and I'll say, I love you, Danny. I love you, Danny. I love you, Danny. I love you 100 billion times. You understand? I say that all the time, because I make sure that I love myself. I say, I love you. I don't say love you. I say, I love you. I love you. I love you. I don't say love you and love you and love you. I say, I love you. I thank you. I understand, every single day, just make sure you check out my YouTube channel and also my Instagram. I'll give you so much ideas today, because I understand you need some ideas today for your business. You need some ideas. I understand, I give that every single day. I make sure every single day I'm in front of a crowd. I'm always public speaking. I'm always making sure I'm lifting people and the crowd, because you need to be lifted. I need to be lifted. I understand everybody needs to be lifting people. I understand when I'm doing that daily, I always have much more of a performance going on. I understand when I do that daily, I go and make a nice, beautiful entertainment show such as this. I understand this is an entertainment show, or this is an informing show, or this is a persuading show, or this is an inspiring show. Otherwise, if you understand Toastmasters and public speaking, you understand the 4 words of public speaking, which are entertainment, and informing, and inspiring, and persuading. You understand? Otherwise, either way, understand you must be inspiring, you must be persuading, you must be entertaining, you must be informing. You must be doing all 4 to be a public speaker. You must be doing it all. You understand? Because what makes a public speaker today? I could say fast communication. Or the fastest communication in the world is the fastest animal in the world. Or the fastest animal in the world is the smartest. I promise you, anything that's the fastest is the smartest. You must be able to learn fast. You never learn slowly, you learn fast. Or the faster cheetah that goes in terms of the non-human animal, or the cheetah. I understand that if you want to go hunting, for example, like a cheetah, you have to learn fast. Or the faster you are, or the more you can hunt that information that you seek. Or the more you can hunt to make sure you're growing. Or the more you can do anything to make sure that you understand persuasion. Understand, persuasion is just selling yourself for free. You're not selling anybody for money, because as soon as you're selling people for money, you're not confident about your product. Understand, because it's for money. You don't work for money, you work for free. Otherwise, I work for free so I can persuade you to come into my nice, beautiful Instagram, because I don't need to pitch you for money. You have to understand that what's important today is understand that it's not about plastic money and it's not about the outside world. Understand what it's about is understanding that if somebody is hitting another individual in the outside world, or if you see violence in the outside world, you make sure you stay away from the physicality of that. I realize what is physicality? I realize physicality is the outside world. I understand that outside world never matters. I realize what matters is what's inside. I understand you can never fix what's out there, you can fix what's inside. You have to understand now that many people understand that what? You must understand Jesus Christ said to his disciples, you must not save me physically from them hitting me and from them killing me. You have to understand that Jesus was killed physically. You understand? I understand I never die, but understand either way that nobody ever dies because your information is still here. You have to give that information daily. But understand either way that Jesus said to his disciples, make sure you never jump in for me because they're going to kill me. You understand? Now, the disciples never went to save Jesus Christ from the cross. You understand? Because Jesus Christ has his own story. And Jesus Christ has his own inspirational story. And he doesn't want the disciples dead with that. You have to understand either way that Jesus Christ is not dead because Jesus Christ rose in the Bible again. Otherwise, Jesus Christ rose today. You have to understand every single day, you have to understand if somebody's hurting somebody else in the outside world, otherwise, if somebody's hurting me today, you don't come and save me. You don't come and save me from a gunshot because that way you'll be killed. Otherwise, if somebody's stabbing me right now, you don't come and save me. You just run away. You understand? Because that's what Jesus says. You don't come and save me. You understand? You just worry about yourself, but guess what? You don't worry either way. You don't worry. You just make sure you're taking care of yourself and forget about I. Or to understand I is everything. I say you don't forget about your own I. I understand I never forget about my own I never forget about my own I. I understand my I is I love you. You don't forget about the I. I understand the I is very important, but understand if somebody's killing me today, you don't save me. I realize that I'd never save anybody who's getting killed in front of me. You understand? Because that's what Jesus says for you not to do in terms of what you must do. You must understand you don't save other people from violence when they're getting jumped by people. In terms of they're having violence in the outside world, you don't save violence. You don't go to save violence. You don't save violence. You let it be. Whereas violence is how it is. You don't try to save the violence. You don't try to break it up. You understand? You just let it be. Otherwise, eventually it's going to break up anyway. I understand that whatever happens in violence shall also be broken up by itself. You understand? Just let it be. Otherwise, they're going to soon go away from each other. I understand that when Eckhart Tolle says that two ducks went into the pond, I understand he says in his nice beautiful parable that they started fighting. I understand the ducks started to fight. And then soon after, I realized they went their own ways. I realized now, that's it. Yeah, you go your own way. You go your own way in life because that's the way to go. I understand either way that if you want to learn something, you must do it public speaking. You must understand that you must learn on the go. You must understand how to preach what you want. You must understand that if you want to communicate anything into the world, you can achieve it. I understand if you want to achieve all your dreams, you can achieve it if you communicate it. I promise you, it's about communicating what your dreams are. But you have to communicate more and more to achieve what you want. You have to communicate more and more to speak up about what you want. I realize the more you speak up about what you want, I realize the more likely it is that you'll achieve it. I realize if you want a Ferrari, you'll get there only if you speak up more. I realize if you talk and talk and talk and talk, you'll talk your way into a Ferrari. I promise you, you'll talk your way there. I realize if you want to achieve anything in life, you'll talk your way there. I realize now, I talk my way there in quotes, I talk my way there in journaling, I talk my way there in a busking video like this. I talk my way there through the way I look and through the way I dress and my communication and my disciplines and my habits and my attitude. I'm always developing my attitude daily because I understand that what's strong is communication. So when you're better in that communication skill every single day, it's so important and it's so much vigor that you understand it's so much strength to be able to go and be smarter. I understand that smarter people understand communication skills. I understand Bill Gates is only very smart and a billionaire because he understands communication skills and not money. I understand money is communication skills, but plastic money is not communication skills. I understand the outside world and that portrait is not really a portrait, or that portrait is plastic money. Although guess what? I understand that portrait is also plastic. I understand outside, in terms of the outside world, is all plastic. You understand? So you don't save plastic, you save yourself. I understand when you save yourself, you realize something. You realize you're just growing. You realize you're just doing some communicational skills daily. Because what's important is communication on a daily basis with yourself the most. I never have to go and talk to people online anymore, because that's what I did before. As a teenager, I was always talking to a woman online on MSN days. I was on MSN, I was on Bebo, I was on MySpace too. I was on MySpace for a short while because it went bankrupt. I understand either way, I went on Facebook and I started to talk to all these people overseas. I mean, why am I talking to them? I was trying to get some business or something. Otherwise, either way, I never have to talk to other people to get some business. I talk to my camera now. I talk to my camera all day long. I talk to my journal I talk to my journal all day long. I talk to my quotes all day long. I make audio systems and video systems and journaling and writing systems every single day, and I never have to talk to other people. I never have to talk to other people because all I have to do is talk with myself all day long. I never have to talk with other people because that's self-worth. Otherwise, self-worth is gaining confidence from yourself and not other people. I understand when I go to myself to raise my confidence, I don't go to you. I don't go to you to ask you how to gain my confidence. I go and find out how to really boost my confidence by myself without you. I go and find out how it is to be a millionaire without you teaching me. I never need you to teach me anything. I have to teach myself. You have to teach yourself everything. I can teach you all the nice, beautiful ideas that you have to do every single day, but you have to go out and teach it. You have to teach what I preach, because when you teach what I preach, you also grow. I need you to understand that communication skills is the one way you achieve everything. Otherwise, if you want the answer to your questions today, it's grow thyself with communication. And that's it. I understand it's I. I is the answer to all your questions. I understand the answer to all your questions is making sure you're better than yesterday. You have to understand it's about motivation and power to be able to help people. Otherwise, it's not power to kick down people. Otherwise, it's to lift people. And to lift people, because if you lift people, you will be lifting yourself. But if you de-lift people and you kick them down, you're also kicking yourself down. Otherwise, nobody can really kick you down, even if they try. Otherwise, they try to kick Jesus down. Otherwise, Jesus never stayed down. Otherwise, Jesus was raised on the cross, and he's above the crowd still. Otherwise, Jesus is on the cross, and they're looking at Jesus like, hey, you're God. I understand. Otherwise, Jesus rose above the crowd when they put him on the cross. Otherwise, they're all looking at Jesus like this. I see a star. You understand? Because nobody can kick down Jesus. First, when they try to kick down Jesus, or else they rose him up into the cross. You understand? You have to be above the crowd. Otherwise, look at Jesus. You have to understand. You have to understand to look at Jesus and how Jesus is above the crowd. You understand? And why is Jesus above the crowd? Because of his legacy, because of the information he's giving every single day. You have to understand that Bible must be yours. You must understand what the Bible is. Otherwise, it's full of ideas, and it's full of treasure, and it's full of information that's going to help you. I understand information inspires the world daily. And those who understand how to inspire with information rule the world. I promise you, they rule the world. You understand? Because they can convince anybody to do anything. You have to convince people to do anything that's much better though. You understand? Otherwise, either way, you have to understand Hitler, for example, went the opposite direction with his communication. And he led people to kill people. Otherwise, he is an influencer of the worst intent. Hitler goes and kills people and convinces Germany and many people to go and rule the world through killing people. I promise you, he didn't get far. I promise you, he didn't get far. I promise you, either way, that Jesus leads people through communication without killing people. And that's the best way. Otherwise, that if I came and killed your family today, you will not be happy about it. You will not be happy about that. Otherwise, either way, you must understand, you must be happier either way. Whereas if somebody comes and kills your family today, you must not go and kill them back. You must not seek revenge. You must not go and kill their family. You understand? Because it's not about killing yourself either. Understand, if you go and kill other people, you will also be killed, even though your family may have got killed. Understand, it's not about the past and which countries killed which countries. Otherwise, it's not about killing either. I promise you, it's not about war. Because guess what? Understand, in a war, in terms of killing people, I promise you, everybody loses. I promise you, if somebody kills you, you may lose. You understand? Otherwise, although, that you never do lose if somebody kills you. Because did Jesus die on the cross? Otherwise, yes. But guess what? Otherwise, Jesus is still alive today. I understand, nobody can kill Jesus' information. I understand that no matter what, you have to understand that people kill Jesus too. Just like they killed your granddad and your auntie and your uncle. You understand? I understand that. Otherwise they killed that. But guess what? Otherwise either way, you have to understand that is the way it is. You move on. You understand? Otherwise just because the Germans killed my grandfather, I never go to kill the Germans now. Because otherwise I'd kill myself. I understand, I don't seek revenge. I don't go revenge anything. I don't go to avenge my grandfather. I don't go to avenge my capital nation, which is Australia anyway. I'm Serbian anyway. I'm also Croatian. But guess what? Understand that what's important is you lead yourself. Understand to lead yourself daily is never to kill anything. Because you must, thou shalt not kill, as Jesus says. I understand either way that you must go and support thyself every single day. You must understand that leadership is a quality and you have to build that quality daily. You have to be in front of a crowd always. You see Oprah Winfrey? I mean, she has a TV show. Or else Oprah Winfrey has a TV show. I mean, who's in the TV show? I mean, a crowd. I mean, she's always in front of a crowd, isn't she? I understand Ellen DeGeneres as well. Or else she has a TV show as well. And the crowd's there. I understand David Letterman too. And the crowd's there too. Or else I have a crowd here too. You have to have... Oh, thank you, thank you. I can do stand-up comedy too. Oh, thank you. I understand either way. I understand Italiano. You have to understand no matter what, you must grow. You must grow. You must grow everybody. You must understand that no matter what nationality you are, you must grow. I just said Italiano just for fun and giggles. I understand either way, you must understand to always lift yourself every single day. I understand I love words. I love to express words. So any words that come to me, I just say it. I say it. I never spray it. I never go spitting at you. Understand that animal? Or else that guy goes up to an animal and he goes, "What's up, buddy?" And the animal's like, "Pfft." Or else the animal's always spitting at him. Or else that's so funny. I love it. I understand either way. I'm not that spitter of that. I'm not that animal. You understand? I understand either way that I'm something better than that. I never spit at people. I understand if you have to spit at people, or else it looks trash, or else it looks stupid. I understand either way, you must take care of the environment around you every single day. You must check out my YouTube channel. You must check out my Instagram. I'll give you some ideas today. I understand every single day, everybody needs some ideas. I realize I have spiritual ideas. I understand ideas are spiritual. I understand ideas are something that is worthy of your attention. I am worthy of your attention because I have all this nice, beautiful information product I can give you daily. I make sure I make those videos daily. I make the audios daily so everybody can go and influence other people. Otherwise, that's what I do. I help you to influence other people. I understand I can influence people because I'm in front of a crowd. I understand you have to go and lift the crowd to be able to influence. And then you have to practice along the way how to do so every single day. But it's just making sure that you speak up more with your journal and audio programs and video programs and make something of yourself. Otherwise, you have a phone today. Otherwise, 100 years ago, they didn't have a phone. Or there was no internet. I mean, take advantage of a nice, beautiful phone and make a YouTube channel. I mean, take advantage, please. I mean, understand me now that YouTube channel and social media is the way to go. I promise you, it's the only way to go today. And be grateful to understand that social media is something now. Otherwise, it's a new age, and there's always going to be a social media now. And there's always going to be internet. I'm at the beginning of the millennium. I'm in 2020 right now. I'm in the one aspect of life that I'm in only. I'm here right now understanding that no matter what, you must understand the new age is internet, so take advantage of the internet now and start writing more materials into your phone. I mean, start doing more quotes and start writing a journal like Anne Frank back in World War II. I mean, she wrote a journal back then. I mean, start writing one in your nice, beautiful phone. I understand it's called a Pokedex as well. I understand every single day I have a Pokedex. I have a Pokemon Pokedex. I understand I go and do some entrepreneurship like Ash Ketchum. I understand when I go and catch everything in life, I catch the people around me and I just spark interest. You understand? I go catch my Pokemon. I always see them around. I go and give you an idea over here. I just go and catch the idea every single day. I'm catching those ideas. I'm absorbing the nice, beautiful world around me every single day because I understand I have to absorb what you have today to be great. I absorb the idea, I like your idea, I will take action on your idea. You understand? Otherwise, that's the only learning style. I'm only here today doing public speaking because why? I see somebody else doing public speaking, I love the idea. Otherwise, here I am. You understand? Here I am. Otherwise, it took me 3 years of journaling and writing down to even get to public speaking. You understand? I have to write down 3 years in the making. I have to write down a book. I have to do writing materials and quotes to be able to public speak on the street. I wrote over 27,000 quotes before I started my public speaking program. I wrote over 27,000 quotes and 3 years of journaling and a book, which is Ultimate Road to Success, that you can find in my Instagram right now. I understand either way. I'm always living up that talk. I'm always living for the best way. I understand if you want to transmute anything sexually, you understand that everybody gets horny sometimes. Or else that, guess what? Or else the best way to be horny is to write more and produce more and do more content. Or else I'm horny now. I'm very horny to really give you that knowledge that I need. Understand, when I give you that knowledge, I go and transform that horniness and that sex drive into a video. I'll go put that energy into a video. I'll go put that energy into writing materials. I'll go put that energy into a shower. I'll go put that energy into running somewhere. You understand? Because I don't have to go have sex with a woman to feel like a man. Or Jesus understands that. I understand every single day that I go do something great. I don't have to waste time. I go the Jesus Christ way. I don't go wasting time. I make sure I go and do something great. I don't have to have sex with women. I understand Jesus Christ doesn't have sex with women. I follow Jesus Christ. You understand? Because that's what makes a man. Or that's what makes a woman too. You understand? Or if you go and having sex all the time, or is that your daughter may be going to a brothel too, and she may be working there. I mean, always sex going around. Or that's not the way to go either. Or the best way is making sure that you're always productive and making sure that you go and really understand what you're doing every single day. I understand when you do that daily, you're going to really influence people. You're going to be able to go and do something great daily. I understand when you go and do something great today, you'll influence the President of the United States. I understand you go do something great. You understand? Or else you're going to influence somebody. You understand? I thank you. I understand either way that I go and make sure everybody is accountable. Because to be accountable, you have to be a public speaker first. You have to be public speaking to be accountable and responsible. You have to. I understand if you're not a public speaker today, you have to boost your responsibility and your maturity today. I'm more mature than most people because I can public speak. Otherwise, those people who don't know public speaking are not mature as I understand, although I can lead people. You understand? I can lead people because I understand how to communicate. I understand how to persuade. I understand how to stay away from the alcohol. I understand how to stay away from the cigarette. I understand how to stay away from caffeine. I understand how to stay away from sports. I don't need sport to live my life. I have a nice beautiful sport over here, which is my communication style. Or else the only sport I do is growth. I compete with people based on growth. I compete with people based on outdoing people in information. I will do 1 trillion hours of video and understand that. I'll do 1 trillion hours of teachings. Or else try to catch up to me. I mean, try to catch up to 1 trillion videos. You understand why I teach so much? I'm every single day doing these nice beautiful hours of videos every single day. I do 2 hours of videos every single day. I mean, how much videos do you do a day? I do 2 hours of video. I then make sure I write some quotes. I make sure I do some journaling every single day. I make sure I do some music production on the side. Because I understand that if you want to tackle technology today, you have to journal it. You have to journal what is this function, and you have to teach people what functions are in technology to be able to learn from what you're doing daily. I understand when you're very interested in what I have to say, you also sit in front of me here and listen. I understand when you listen, I'm also interesting. I'm also understanding everybody's interesting who understands communication skills. I understand either way that when I speak, I go and live it. I go live something of integrity every single day. I'm always more proud. I'm more proud to be in growth than anything before. I understand when I go and lift myself every single day, I go and inspire people. I go and inspire people because I'm more proud to grow. I understand there are 2 types of pride. Otherwise, one is dying and one is growing. I understand I need you to be the individual whose pride is like Jesus Christ and not like Hitler. Otherwise, there's 2 types of pride. Otherwise, one is Hitler and one is Jesus. I go the Jesus way. I need you to understand that kind of pride is what you need. You need that kind of pride. Otherwise, many people are egotistical today and they go in prison. Why? Because they're not educating themselves to teach people. I understand when you teach people something, you understand why you'll be like Jesus. Because Jesus goes around teaching people. I understand Jesus will sit right here and there will be a nice beautiful disciple range over here. And he will sit right here and teach. I mean all day long. I mean back in those days too. I understand every single day you must always teach somebody something. You must be influencing something. You must be persuading people to be better. You have to understand when you persuade people to be better daily, you also understand how to do that. I understand when I do that daily, I'm always looking at what I need to do daily to be inspirational. I understand when I'm inspirational, I wake up like that. I understand if I don't wake up inspirational today, otherwise there's a problem then. I understand that means I didn't grow better than yesterday. I understand that when I come and do a 2-hour video today in front of people, I'm always better than yesterday. I'm always better than yesterday if I do an extra 2 hours today. And then an extra 2 hours again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And then eventually, I do 1 trillion hours of videos. I'm always better. I'm better. Because I now, for example, may have 250 hours of done information in a video. But then I come here and I do another 2 hours. I just leveled myself. I'm just better than before now. I have 252 hours now. I come again. I do another 2 hours. Whereas now I have 254. I just keep it up for 72 years. I keep it up for 72 years. I promise you that's how you succeed. And then you have, in 72 years, you have 9 years of video work. You have 9 years of video work. I mean, that information can inspire somebody because you're going to say something in that video that's going to inspire somebody in that 9 years of information. I promise you that you've done. You understand? And that's how you become great. You become great through information giving. You understand? Because every single day, I make sure to go and do that. I do that because I understand how to grow. I grow in front of people because I understand when I grow, I do something very inspirational, like being on the camera so I can look at myself in the mirror and so I can be in front of a crowd and so I can give the ideas. I give those ideas I give those ideas daily because I understand that if you want to be anything in life, you have to communicate and communicate and communicate your way there. Otherwise, if you want to be more like Jesus, you have to do what Jesus is doing. You have to understand that if you want to do what Jesus is doing today, you have to understand it's really communication that's going to get you there. So what is communication? I realize it's called discipline. I understand anything that's called discipline is right now in terms of I. I understand I is discipline. I is something that's really going to get you anywhere you need to go. But you have to understand to use the I, U, Q rule. Otherwise, I, U, Q is 3 letters. I understand it's I love you. I is the first word of life. I is the Bible. I mean, if you want the definition of the Bible, it's I. I is everything. I is the portrait. I is everything. I is the star. I is you. I is everything. I mean, if you look at the dictionary today, I mean, what's the one word you are in the dictionary? I mean, there's so many words. You have to be the I. I love you. You have to be I. I mean, what else can you be in the dictionary? You can be a cat. You can be a dinosaur. I mean, what do you want to be? You be I. I understand the U symptom is also part of the IUQ rule that I understand. That's how I communicate. I communicate with the IUQ rule. I understand I first and then the U, which is you must understand that when you go and lead people, you start with the U and you end with the U. You must understand that I am so inspired today because I understand how to inspire you. You must understand that when I go and lift people, I start my nice beautiful sentence with the U and I end with the U. You must understand when I do that, I also can ask you a question with my you. You understand? You now understand how I really speak. You can see I'm just starting with the you first. You must understand when I do that, I'm talking about you. You must understand this crowd loves me because I public speak. You must understand when I do that, I love myself too. You must understand when I grow myself, I start with the you first. I understand you can start with the I first, you can start with the you first. Otherwise you can start with a question first. Do you understand? How are you? What was your age? Otherwise, I can always start with the question first. Otherwise, that's the I, U, Q principle. I use that. I never start with any other word than I, U, Q range. I can start with any question in my public speaking range. I can say, my first question, I can say, how are you all today? I'll just start like that, my nice beautiful public speaking program. Or I can go and start with my I first. I welcome you all today. I can say, I welcome you all today. Or I can start with my you first. You guys are very inspiring. Like I can say, you guys are very inspiring today because guess what? I understand I welcome you all today because here I am to inspire you. I understand either way. You must understand that every single day there's a difference between communication and what you're doing. I understand that what you're doing today is inspiring. You must be inspiring somebody much more than yesterday. You must understand to inspire yourself and to give other people less time than they deserve. You have to understand, you deserve your time the most. So just be with yourself all day long and you understand how to be great. I promise you, when I'm with other people, I only go with other people who have information products. I only go with people who can actually teach me something. I understand many people don't have this vocabulary of information to give. I understand most people don't have a YouTube channel. I never hang around with people who don't have a YouTube channel. I don't go there. I don't go with people who have no YouTube channel. I understand they'll teach me nothing online. I understand that. I understand right now. I never go with people who are drug addicts. I never go with them. I don't have to be around drug addicts. I don't have to be around beer swellers. I don't go around those people. I stay away from them. I never have to go to a bar. I'm never around people who go to a bar. I'm never around people who go to a bar and casino and to the club, in terms of a nightclub. I don't go around those people. Otherwise, when I see them waiting in the line, I don't go around them. I don't talk to them. You understand? Because I give myself more time to go do my business. I mind my own business. I realize that those people who eventually go to a nightclub until they're 50, what happens is, at 50 years of age, or as they say, they get too old for the clubbing, and now it's time for 9 to 5 work with their family, and that's it. Otherwise, they're spread out, and you understand they're the crowd now. Because if you just go to night clubbing all week long, you understand eventually it's going to catch up with you, and you're going to say that you have no more energy for night clubbing because you only have to go with your family now. And who is the community around you? Or else they're not hanging around with you. You understand? I understand the community that I grew up with is not hanging around with me today. Otherwise, I understand I'm not upset about it. I understand that it's not sad. But guess what? I realize that you must understand, I give so much inspirational content that they don't believe I'm inspirational. Otherwise, my crowd that I grew up with doesn't believe I'm inspirational. I understand either way that none of them are public speakers. I mean, one of them is. I am a public speaker and another one. Otherwise, that's it. You understand? Otherwise, that's the crowd that I grew up with. Otherwise, 2 public speakers who can actually go and make a distance in terms of a life. Otherwise, either way, understand, no matter what, I'm doing far more than the crowd I grew up with. I'm doing far more. I promise you, none of them do public speaking on the street. I promise you, out of 70,000 people I grew up with, I promise you, not one does public speaking on the street. Except I. I'm the only one. Every single day. I mean, 1 hour per 1 hour. And per 1 hour. I can do up to 6 hours, I can do up to 12 hours of public speaking on the street. I understand right here in Marketplace, because I have a license to busk for a certain period of time, which is 2 hours, I understand I can complete that 2 hours every day. I can do it, but I make sure I make the goal that 1 hour every single day is more than enough to achieve my goal. I understand when I just show up here 21 days in a row, I understand I build a habit. I build a habit of coming here. Otherwise, every 21 days, I build another habit. I make sure I strengthen those signals to be able to public speak daily, because that's what's important. Otherwise, that's what gets you up at night. Otherwise, that's what gets you up in the morning. Otherwise, it's called public speaking daily. You have to understand that those who public speak daily are the ones who are going to make it much better. You must understand, to get yourself up every single day and public speak on the street now. I mean, start right now doing some public speak on the street. You can do it. You understand? I realize either way, I realize I'm not old. I realize nobody's old unless you make it so. I realize if you say other people are old, I realize there has to be a reason for that. I realize I see many old people too. I see young people, I see old people. I'm young. I'm 100 years young. I'm not 100 years old. Whereas when I turn 200 years of age, I'm 200 years young. I'm not old. I'm never old. I'm not growing old. I'm growing younger over time, and younger over time, and younger over time, because I understand that what's important is influencing. I understand when I influence you and your kids for generations. I understand when I do that daily, I make sure every single day I go and perform and outperform myself daily, because I understand when I do that, I go do that nice beautiful information product that I have, which is this right now in terms of what I'm saying. I understand I go and do it in a different way all the time, and I go and lead myself to give you all the ideas that you ever need. I promise you, I never get into a physical response with anything. I promise you, it's not about physicality, because guess what? I understand if you want a perfect man, I mean, get the one who has the muscles of Jesus Christ. I mean, how does Jesus Christ look like? I mean, go and get that guy. I promise you. Because Jesus Christ is the size of the muscles you need today. I promise you now. Either way, I understand that lady was really weirded out about Jesus Christ. I understand either way. I understand that you must understand that it's not about Arnold Schwarzenegger muscles today. I understand it's about Jesus muscles. You must understand the attitude and the information is something that you need. I promise you, every single day, I go and influence that nice, beautiful crowd. I understand I always become more beautiful about it. I become something much greater when I can every single day perform my beautiful content that I do, because I choose to public speak rather than the 9-to-5 job. I choose to come and do my life coaching rather than the 9-to-5 job, because I don't need a 9-to-5 job to live my life. I don't need to be a 9-to-5 worker for anything. I don't need construction. I don't need to work. I never work on the outside world. I work on my inner world. I don't need a hammer. I don't go hammering anything. I go hammering my information into you. I understand that's even more powerful. Or else anything that's driven today is public speaking. You must understand that. You must understand that if you want to tackle music production or anything in terms of design and photography, you have to understand you must write it down first. You must write your dreams down first before you achieve it. Otherwise, when it's written down, you will achieve it. Otherwise, anything that's achieved today is written down in terms of I promise you. You just have to write your dreams down. You will achieve your dreams. Otherwise, anybody who writes it down is achieving it. I'm achieving my goals. I'm achieving my dreams. I said, I want to eventually go to town hall and public speak. I've already been doing that for the past 52 hours over here. I understand either way, I'm always developing that 52 hours, or else in 9 years' time, it's going to be much more than that. Or else in 72 years' time, or else when I do 2-hour videos every single day, or else that's 6 years of video on the street. I mean, 6 years of audio content by Danny Milivojevic. I mean, go and read. I mean, go and read something that's really going to inspire you. I understand when I do that daily, I'll go and influence and influence and influence, because I understand a leader does that. I understand a leader can actually influence people. I understand when you influence daily, you understand never to be jealous about influences. You never be jealous about those people who influence daily, because understand communication is something that never makes you jealous, if you honestly understand that. Promise you, communication is something that really understands that you must grow. Otherwise, anybody who seeks ideas will find them and shall reap benefits. You must understand to go and really, really dwell in information daily. I understand when I do that daily, I always plan my life ahead of time. I understand that in the next year, I have financial freedom. Otherwise, it's the 16th of December, 2020. I don't need a 9-to-5 job for the next year. I'm not working a 9-to-5 job in the next year. I already see it. I have freedom. I've already made 1 year of freedom. Otherwise, now that 1 year is 10 years of freedom too. Otherwise, that 10 years of freedom is 72 years of freedom and more. I've already made 1 year of freedom ahead of time. I don't have to work a 9-to-5 job for the next year. I don't have a 9-to-5 job. I have a 24/7 job. I have a 24/7 job right now. I mean, how good does it feel when you don't have to work a 9-to-5 job for the next year? I mean, that's how I feel. I feel like that right now. I don't have to work a 9-to-5 job for the next year, and it's because I write it down. I plan it forward. I don't need a 9-to-5 job. I have something to do. I'll do music production. I'll do singing then. I'll do acting. I'll do all of it. Anyway, I'll do rapping. I'll rap with my music now. I'll rap all day long. You understand? I'll go teach people everything I can. Because if you want to live life, you live it by teaching and not by taking. You live it by giving and not by taking. You don't live life by stealing either. You cannot steal my information. I give it to you. I never try to take my information back from you. Whereas when I go and give that information, I grow. I grow in a different way all the time. But I understand now, when you're going a street performance, when you do a street performance and you're in Sydney, you do it in Marketplace. You do it right here, you have enough space, and you practice and practice and practice. You always practice what you love. You practice what you preach. You practice what you do. But you do it better. You do it better. You don't do it worse. Or else now, if you love to kill people, you don't practice killing people. You do that better. You practice killing people better. And then you understand not to kill people. You understand? Because if you practice killing people worse, you then go kill more people. You do it only better. You only better your life. I understand that those people who are serial killers and those people who are mentally ill and those people who are doing drugs today and those people who are going to nightclubs and doing drugs and smoking weed and they love the marijuana, man. I mean, you love the marijuana? I mean, come on. I mean, they're waiting to turn 70 years of age to take medical marijuana. I mean, medical marijuana. You have to understand, it's not about medical marijuana in life. I understand it's about making sure you understand that you're teaching something at 70 years of age and not going to the doctor to get some medical marijuana, man. It's not about medical marijuana, it's not about medical treatment, but it's about giving information so you can understand what medical treatment is. Alright, now understand that no matter what, you must understand Jim Quick says, it's not how successful you are, but how did you become successful? You understand? Alright, now understand, you must teach how you became successful. You understand? It's not just about being successful, is it? Whereas if I'm successful, that's that. Whereas now, How are you successful? Alright, that's why I jump on a video right now. I'll show you how I'm successful. You understand? You must understand either way. You must have mentors. You must have somebody who's feeding you knowledge daily. I can be a mentor for the next 72 years, but guess what? I realize if you're not interested about knowledge, you don't need mentors then. Whereas what you need is yourself the most. You need yourself the most anyway. You have to understand that I just need myself today to live my life. Otherwise, when I live my life greater and greater and greater, I understand I go and do something greater and greater and greater, because I understand greatness is key. I understand that those who want to be key in terms of greatness will understand to encourage other people daily and influence and make sure they can go and do anything possible to inspire their life. I understand when you inspire your life, you're giving that knowledge daily. You're just understanding every single day. You give the ideas. I understand before I came here, I just drove my information in terms of my knowledge. Otherwise, my knowledge is my emotions as well. Otherwise, my feelings in terms of how I feel right now is how much knowledge I have. Otherwise, the more knowledge you have, the better feelings you have. So what did I do? I went feelings first. I pushed my emotions to get here. I pushed my emotions because I understand that what's easier for me to do is a 2-hour speaking program in front of people than going to the gym to pump 1 hour for my muscles. I'd rather do public speaking because public speaking helps so much more people. I can help so much more people than pumping up the muscles. You understand? Because pumping up muscles is selfish. Otherwise, selfish acts don't get you anywhere. Or else Jesus didn't go to the gym to pump the weights, man. Or else Jesus loves to walk, and that's it. Or else did Jesus carry anything? I promise you, Jesus doesn't carry anything. I promise you, Jesus just goes in his nice, beautiful dress in terms of the clothing. You have to understand either way. It's a dress, it's a clothing piece. Although guess what? Or else he wears some sandals, and let's go. Or else no phones. I mean, you listen to me now. You need phones today, though. You need phones. Or else in Jesus' times, you didn't need phones. You just need Jesus. Or else Jesus is the phone. Or else Jesus is the internet back then. You have to understand that either way, you must go and grow. You must go and grow like Jesus can. Otherwise, nobody else is doing what Jesus does in terms of the disciples. Otherwise, I'm now making sure that I do it. I'm making sure I have my own disciples, just like Jesus. Otherwise, when Jesus has 12 people following him around, I'll have 12 people following me around too. You understand? Because I'll adopt kids. I'll adopt kids and I'll grab those disciples. I'll raise them. You understand? I'll raise them. I'll teach them. I'll teach them so that they can go lead humanity. And they will go lead more people. I understand either way, I have a nice, beautiful life coming up. Because I understand that what's coming up is more information, giving and receiving. I understand if you want to be a neurotransmitter, or else if you want to be a neural transmitter, you have to understand you have to go transmit messages. I am a neuron. Or else when you go into the brain, you'll find many cells, and all those cells are neurons. I am one neuron in the world of God. I am one transmitter in the world. You understand? I am just I, although understand, I go and project all these nice, beautiful transmitters of nice, beautiful electricity that you see right now. You see the electricity I'm giving you? I'm giving you the electricity of information. Or else, where is that electricity coming from? Otherwise, it's invisible. Otherwise, it's lightning. Otherwise, it's something that you need. I'm giving you that nice, beautiful inspiration. I mean, where is it? I mean, where are the words that I'm giving you? Otherwise, it's a lightning effect. Otherwise, that's how fast God is. Otherwise, God is very fast. You understand? Otherwise, when I give you that knowledge, otherwise, it travels dimensions. You understand? Otherwise, that's what transmitting God is. Understand? When you transmit God daily, I promise you, either way, you're going to be a public speaker. You're going to start daily. You're going to start every single day to make sure that you're feeding people information. Because when you feed them information, you will definitely get what you want. I understand what Zig Ziglar says, when you give people what they want, you will get what you want. But to give people what they want, you have to be somebody who can give that information. You have to process your nice, beautiful hard drive. I promise you, everybody has a hard drive computer in them. But guess what? Or else the old computers don't give that much information. Or else they're slow to give information. Or else now, the fast computers that are really modern and entrepreneurship today in terms of Jesus Christ are the fast ones. Or else the best hard drive in the planet is Jesus Christ. I understand Jesus Christ comes and teaches right away. Or else there's no stopping Jesus Christ. I mean, there's no saying what if, or else what if they attack me. I mean, if they attack you, I mean, just let it be. You run away. I mean, that's it. I mean, just run away. Or else now, did Jesus run away? Or else Jesus didn't run away? Or else Jesus wants to die. You understand? I realize Jesus wants to die, but guess what? I realize Jesus has a nice, beautiful story to say, and guess what? You must understand that your story must be beautiful also. You must have a more beautiful story. You must understand that every single day, I understand that anything that's nice and beautiful in terms of emotions is right now, in terms of I. I is everything. I understand when I go and drive my emotions, I make sure I go find the information that I need daily to go inspire myself to grow my emotions. I realize that the best way to grow your emotions is in front of people. I understand Oprah Winfrey does it. I realize that Tony Robbins does it. I realize Ellen DeGeneres does it. I realize all the presidents of the world get up in front of people. I realize you have to get up in front of people right now. You must do it. I mean, there's no excuses. I mean, there's no excuses for why you cannot do it. You can do it, or else anybody can do it. But you have to understand each and every single day that it's about how much are you communicating into the world. You don't have to communicate with your sister and family. You just have to communicate with yourself every single day. I communicate only with myself and nobody else. I mean that literally. I don't talk to anybody else except myself. I talk to myself all day long in my journal. I mean all day long. I make sure every single day I'm always influencing and I'm always inspiring and I'm always making sure I have more. I have to have more every single day to be able to do more and to be influencing more. Or else when I do that daily, I'm always making sure I do more. I understand when I do more, I influence through communication. Or else when I do that, I look at people along the way and I pick up new skills and new talents and new abilities. I pick up new requirements in terms of what I have to do. Whereas now when you get up on the nice beautiful busking performance and when you do your busking performance, I mean record yourself. I mean record yourself doing it as much as you can. I mean as Jim Rohn says, you must take more videos of yourself. You must invest in more videos of yourself and photos and journaling yourself and writing materials that you're doing and not other people doing. Or else now, when other people are doing something, or else they're not doing you, or else they're doing them. I'm doing myself now. I'm doing myself in my knowledge. I'm making sure I grow. I'm not growing you. I'm just giving you the knowledge that you need to grow. I'm growing myself right now. You are the one that needs to grab something from my beautiful knowledge right here and take advantage. You understand? I'm growing though. I'm growing the most right here. Brother, I am the one that's growing the most out of all these people right now. I'm a public speaker. I'm in front of the crowd. I'm in the spotlight. I'm speaking more and more. I mean, who am I speaking with? I'm speaking with just myself today. I understand there's many people around me, but I'm speaking with myself today, and that's that. I'm preaching all day long with myself. I understand whether you like it or not, I'm preaching with myself all day long. I realize that when I go into my journal today, I'm public speaking in my journal. I'm public speaking in my quotes. I'm public speaking whether you like it or not. Or else when you go to home, or else when you go home and or else when you arrive there in the next 30 minutes or so, I'm still public speaking. I'm still doing something very fascinating every single day. I'm making sure every single day I always have something more to do. Or else when I have more to do, I have communication work to do. I understand the communication is what grows you. Or else the more you give information is the more you have. Or else the more you sow is the more you reap. I understand you must be a giver. Or you don't go minus. You don't be a minus in life. You have to be a surplus. But to be a surplus, you have to be giving. I realize that it doesn't matter whether you're middle class or poor or born in a poverty family or rich family. Everybody starts off at ground zero. Everybody starts off in the same area of life. Or else they start off as a baby and we grow up as babies. Or else we don't grow up old. Or else now anybody who's growing up old is not growing how they're supposed to. Or else now you're not supposed to grow, you just grow. You grow in the best way. You grow younger over time. I say forever young. I want to be forever young. I understand, I want to be forever young. I don't want to be old. I never grow old. I understand, when I grow old, I never grow old. You understand? I never grow old. I make sure I go and get that information. Or else the more information you have, the younger you are. Or else 100 years of age as you grow, or else that's the best age. Or else the younger you are, is the more you grow. You understand? And you don't get older, or else some people get older really. Or else they actually look old. Or else they don't give information. Or else they don't give much information in their life. You have to understand that the new television today is the phone. And get on, or else get up on YouTube and learn something. Or else you don't need a plasma screen TV today, you just need your phone. You have to understand now, you just need yourself more than your phone. You have to understand that either way, you must understand the phone is much more important than the television. You understand? Or else the phone is something very new and it's a powerful object that's going to help you. You have to understand either way that you are more powerful than the phone. You have to work the phone. You have to understand every single setting in that phone. You have to go and learn. You have to physically work. You have to physically learn it. You have to learn it spiritually. You have to understand now. Whereas when you learn physically, you're learning spiritually. Whereas the best kind of emotion is a spiritual emotion, and that's that. You have to understand you have a mental capacity, you have spiritual capacity, you have emotional capacity, and you have what else? You have to understand you have yourself the most. You have to understand either way, you must grow thyself. You have the physical aspect too. Whereas now, the most important aspect is the spiritual zone. You don't go lifting up weights, cars, and without that, you have to understand, you lift yourself only. You lift yourself. You don't lift other people's weights. You don't go to the gym. You go and lift yourself to greatness. Brother, the gym is not going to lift you to greatness. You don't go to the gym. You go into the spiritual aspects to go and teach people in the gym something. Teachers are somebody who are leaders. Or else teachers are preachers. Or else teachers are something that influence only. Or else when you influence only, you also be confident about it. Or else the more you do it, the better you are. Understand that if you go into the gym and you're just pumping the muscle, if you're just pumping the muscle all day long, are you teaching anybody? Or else that's not teaching anything. You have to understand, that's called selfish. Or else anything that's selfish is just always doing the muscle, bro. Just the muscle. They just want to pump the muscle. That doesn't help people. That's just for you, and that's hard work. You have to understand, hard work doesn't teach people. What teaches people is smart work. And understand, if you want anything in life, you teach it more. You teach something that is helping people right now. Be happier for yourself. Be prouder of yourself to grow only. I promise you, anybody who grows now is one that's confident daily. I promise you, they're the ones who are free. I promise you, they're the ones who influence and people who have abundance in God. I promise you, now what is God? I promise you, God is information. I promise you, God is silence. I promise you, God is something that is present. I promise you, God is something that is Jesus Christ. I promise you, God is the Bible. I promise you, God is information and imagination. Whereas what you see right now here is a beautiful dimension where you must be. You must be in this dimension. You must be in this zone. You understand? Because understand, either way, you must grow. You must grow yourself to failure in ways that you understand you're growing. Understand, when you're growing, you can never fail. I never fail when I'm growing. I never fail when I speak up more. I pick myself up as I speak along. Otherwise, I used to smoke cigarettes before. I used to be scared to get up in front of a camera because I was so fat. I was so much smoking cigarettes. I was a drug addict. I never wanted to be on the camera because I was so afraid. I was afraid of what people think of me. I was afraid of what I do. I was afraid of how much life I would give. I understand now because I quit the cigarettes. I quit the caffeine. I quit the Red Bulls. I quit the McDonald's. I quit going to the KFC. I quit going to Subway. I quit going to restaurants. I don't ever eat pasta at Italian restaurants anymore. I never eat pasta anywhere. I never need pasta to survive. I never need pasta to eat life. Russia, I eat myself in terms of life. I eat every single day. I eat the knowledge, I promise you knowledge. And now I understand that I never love food other than information. Whereas anything that's information, I love. Whereas now, what is information? Whereas information is everything. I love everything. Whereas now, you must make sure you never love, make sure that you always love everything, but make sure you never hate food or anything. You stay away from food. You don't have to hate it. You just stay away from it. You say, I love food, but make sure you don't eat it. Whereas now, understand that food is something that you have to understand that it's really information that you're eating. First, now the physical food, in terms of what's out there, the apple, is it called an apple? I realize it's not called an apple. You have to understand that it's really understanding what really food and drink is. Or else it's really information. Or else information is what you're eating all the time. You have to get that information. You have to get the information more and more. First, now understand that in the physical realm, you have to eat food and drink also. Your body has to live. Or else now your body needs food and drink in the physical realm. And what is the physical realm? I realize the physical realm is the outside dimension. It's in what you find, or else it's in what you find in the outside world. When you go and eat a banana in the outside world, you understand why you're eating something that's really not information. Or else now everything is information in the spiritual world that you must eat. Or else that's what you really eat. You eat what's in the Bible. I mean, that's the actual food and drink of eternity. I mean, what are you eating right now? You're eating some type of information I'm giving you, because that's eternity. I promise you, eternity is information. So the more you boost up the information of your life, the better you are. I understand every single time you go and learn about everything in life, you're going to be much more curious about how to do so. You're going to be much more curious about how to live life, because those who live life greater are the ones who are learning greater. You have to learn more. You have to understand that physical realms are not anything special. I mean, what's special is the spiritual realm and the spiritual dome of information. I mean, the sooner you can go, or the sooner you can get up on a microphone and public speak, the better. I promise you, I teach you that every single day. I inspire you every single day to go and do that. I understand when you do that daily, I promise you, you get better and better. You get better and better the more you practice something. Or else what's Djokovic doing in tennis? Or else he's playing physically. Or else now he's physical. Or else he's the physical aspect. You understand? Or else you never do physical aspects. You understand? You never do anything that's physical. Or else that's missing the point. Or else tennis, or else that's physical aspects. Or else that's not teaching you nothing. You understand? You never do physical aspects of life. You do spiritual aspects of life, because when Djokovic hits the tennis ball, or else he's not teaching you how he hits it. You understand? I promise you that when you're playing tennis or sports, you're playing to win championships. In terms of physical aspects, I mean, that's a career down the drain. I promise you, physical aspects don't teach you nothing. I promise you, spiritual aspects like the Bible teaches you everything. I promise you, it's called information. I understand information is what teaches you. I understand when you see 11 people running on the soccer pitch and 22 people running on the soccer pitch and 5 on the bench. I mean, that's not teaching you nothing. Or else now, what is another way that life teaches you? Or is life teaches you through silence? Or else silence teaches you so much? Or else every time I stop something, you actually realize why I stopped. I never stopped, but understand either way that you understand that silence in between the words teaches you so much. I understand also the imagination. Or else this nice beautiful picture right here that you see is one idea. I go on nice beautiful Instagram in terms of life. I go down in terms of the scroll bar. I go and scroll all the way down. I look at all these images. I realize I'm learning about all these images of life. I realize each nice beautiful picture is an idea. I understand I go on Netflix, I watch 100 nice beautiful images per episode of some TV show. I get all these nice beautiful ideas really quickly. I realize images teach you. I understand when you're traveling throughout life more and more, you're going to have more life in you. I understand anybody who has a better Instagram or better social media or better life is traveling and traveling and traveling more. I understand when you travel more, you're writing it down. You're planning to travel right now. I mean, are you planning to travel to Spain today? You have to plan it. You have to plan to travel to Barcelona. Otherwise, if you're not planning to travel to Egypt today, otherwise you'll never get there. You have to plan it. I plan to go to Egypt and everywhere. I'm planning it right now. I'm planning to go everywhere around the world. I'm planning Antarctica too. Otherwise Antarctica, otherwise I went on the website, otherwise all you have to do is go travel it by plane. Otherwise they travel actually by plane over the whole Antarctica. You don't have to be there. You don't have to actually be on the actual land to be in Antarctica. You can just watch from the actual plane. You can watch the whole Antarctica because you want the images anyway. Otherwise the images is what you need. I understand either way, you can find those images inside of the nice beautiful Google Drive. Otherwise Google search engines have all these nice beautiful images that you can go and check out. I mean, the more images you have in life, the better. You can watch and search for anything in images. I promise you, images do not hurt you. I understand, I travel through 3 dimensions of life. I travel through the I, you, Q rule. Alright, now that's a nice beautiful theory to say I travel through my I and you intention or my you in action and also my question mark. I travel in those realms. I also travel and making sure that I travel in my information product. I travel in the giving of my information and in the spreading of my information. I travel that way too. Because when I travel by giving information, I grow, and I use the IEQ rule when I give you information. I also travel by images. I go and travel the world as much as I can so that I can look at the images in Netflix and YouTube. I understand that 55% of the communication is the image. Otherwise, one image is 55% of the images in terms of the language. Otherwise, if you watch just images of a film, you understand that 55% of the time. You understand? I understand. I just go on Netflix watching 55% of the language. only. I don't need anything else to live my life. I understand, although I need myself the most. I need my I. I need the I love you always. I always go back to the I when I communicate daily, because I understand when I do that, I'm always much more important. I'm always making sure I have more to give. I understand when I have more to give, I always have something more than God's. I never go back to the past. I understand I go back to the moments of my life, which is I. I understand when I travel through images daily, I go and give that nice, beautiful knowledge daily, because it increases my spirituality, because I can see more TV shows. I can see more movies. Whereas I didn't have that 100 years ago. Whereas I didn't have films and movies and TV shows. Whereas back then, whereas there were actors, but guess what? There was nothing on TV and nothing on radio, and no planes and no cars and only camels. Whereas the only aspect of life that you can actually do in those days is actually write material. I mean, look at Jesus Christ. I mean, in those days, Jesus Christ is really showing you right now the best aspect of life back then is get your own disciples and start writing the Bible. I mean, that's the best aspect back then. You understand? I mean, nobody else did it except Jesus Christ. I mean, nobody else had 12 disciples in life back then. And how about now? I promise you, now nobody even has 12 disciples of their own. I have I, but guess what? Whereas when you go and grab your own 12 disciples like Jesus, and they follow you around and you're teaching them, you also make Jesus Christ today. Otherwise, I'll give you the idea. You go and adopt your own children right now. I mean, go and have some accommodation and adopt 12 kids and raise them and teach them Jesus Christ. And you're going to have 12 people following you for the rest of your life. You understand? And then guess what? Or else they're your actual disciples because you adopted them. Or else now, Jesus Christ adopted the 12 disciples. I understand every way in terms of life. I understand my I. I understand the I completely, so I understand every single day you go do the same. I understand when you go adopt people into your life, you go and teach them. I adopt everybody here because I'm teaching everybody. I'm teaching I the most. I understand when I teach I something of greatness, I understand I become more of that. I understand it's really communication work, but now, since I've really done over 105 hours of public speaking in front of a crowd, I was 105 hours of public speaking and just talking. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just talking in front of a crowd. Otherwise, that boosts my confidence because I see all the images still. Otherwise, when you go and see that you're really speaking in front of a crowd and you're actually doing it and you're actually looking at those images, I understand you're helping yourself to understand how you're doing it. You're doing it through intention. You're doing it through information. You're giving that information product because you're so confident in your information daily that you will actually thrive in life. You'll thrive because you can do it. You can always do it if you set your mind to it. First, you can do anything, but guess what? You have to write those thoughts down. You have to write what's in your head right now. You have to be understanding. You get your phone out. You start writing down something to teach people. You don't just walk. You start reading something as you walk. Well, I see many people are just walking around. Or else they have nothing in terms of on the ears, in terms of earphones. Or else they have no earphones. You understand? You have to get yourself some earphones. You have to start reading something. You start reading some entrepreneurship as you walk along. And guess what? I mean, get your phone out too and start writing down and planning as you walk. I mean, start planning something. I mean, start planning where are you going and why are you going there and who are you going to see and why as you walk. You don't have to look at anything else. You look at yourself. You don't walk like the crowd. You don't go do the crowd. You don't do the crowd. You go do you every single day. You do yourself. You look at yourself and what you're saying. Whereas when you look at yourself and what you're saying, you bring that intention of yourself only. You bring the nice beautiful knowledge that you have and not what they have. Whereas what they have is nothing. I have everything to give you. I understand when I give you something, I understand I'm always performing that. I'm performing what I have. Whereas what I have is information. Whereas information is unlimited. Whereas if you want a passion today, you have to have information in your life. I understand information is something you become passionate about. Whereas anything you're interested today, you have to be enthusiasm in that passion of the information of that quality or product. I understand that's something beautiful every single day. I understand I'm very passionate today because I've got some information to give. I have some information to give. Otherwise, if you've got no information to give, you'll never be passionate. I'm only passionate because of the information product that I'm giving. I'm passionate about what I give. I'm passionate about Jesus Christ Bible. So I just go give that around. I give that nice beautiful Bible every single day. I give the information. I give the information of life. I go and make sure every single day I communicate my life language and I turn around and I make sure I look at my body language along the way, because body language is very important when you're communicating. You have to be moving all the time, either way. You must understand that when you're doing any kind of exercise today, understand the most important exercise today is Jesus Christ exercise. I mean, how does Jesus Christ exercise back in those times? I understand that's the most important way to exercise. I understand that's it. You don't have to do anything else other than Jesus Christ exercise today. I understand either way, I make sure every single day I'm always performing and outperforming individuals, but you have to do this as well. You have to do this as well. Every single day, I need you to get up on the microphone. I need you to understand to lead people, but watch how I do it. I understand when I do it like this, I make sure I look at people in a different way, but make sure that you're always understanding how to grow. You grow thyself. You grow thyself through information giving. I understand when I go and plan my life ahead, I already see 1 year ahead of time. I understand that I understand in the year 2021, I do not have a 9-to-5 job. I never will go backwards. I never will have a 9-to-5 job. I never work a 9-to-5. I don't need to work for plastic money. I realize it's so boring to be on the train and be a train guard and then just drive trains all day. I mean, that's boring work. I mean, the best work on the planet is get up on the camera and start teaching for 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. You understand? I do 1 hour every single day. I make sure I do 1 hour, but then I teach sometimes 2 hours and 3 hours and 4 hours. I achieve my 1 hour first. You have to understand, I do it one step at a time. But I started my videos in a 1 minute dimension. And then I started to really develop that skill of nicely going and doing these videos at 1 minute length. And then I connect the videos together. And then I make a 1 hour video based on 1 minute lengths. I went as further as 15 seconds per video. I'll give you a nice thoughts. Every single 15 seconds, the video is swapping into some different background or some different information. You can always do that. You can start now to go and boost your career in any type of format right now, but information is the way to get there. I understand you need that information giving. You need that journal. You have to be writing that journal daily. You have to be really on guard. You have to be on guard about what you're saying. You have to be on guard about what you're saying daily. I understand either way that my microphone over here just went handicapped. I understand either way. Understand that you just get back to it, but understand every single day you go and perform and outperform yourself. Otherwise, if you want to do anything, you have to teach yourself. You have to teach yourself everything. You have to teach yourself how to do this. I can teach anything in the world because I'm doing it now, but understand you have to do it. You have to teach yourself how to do life. It's not about chasing women and men, otherwise it's about information work today. So anybody who's an information processor, in terms of anybody who's an information processor of life, understands to do so right now. I'm pretty sure anybody who lives in life right now is also processing that information. You're processing information one way or another. You're either doing it with me or with yourself or with other people. But understand, you're reading anyway. You must be reading to live life. I realize the more you read, the more you live life. I promise you, it's that simple. You have to be reading. I go on Netflix as much as I can. I give $10 a month to go and watch all these TV shows. I watch 1,000 videos in about 3 hours. I watch 1,000 videos every 3 hours and more than that, and better than that. I go and watch all the images of those TV shows really quickly. I catch up on all these shows really quickly. And I'm much happier because I can see the TV shows, I can see what they've done, I can see the ideas, and then I just go and do my own ideas. You have to be giving those ideas of yours. I mean, whatever ideas you have every single day, you have to be giving it every single day. I understand it's very important to do so. I understand every single day you go and do something very important. I understand it's just make sure that you're more free and make sure that every single day you always have more potential. You have to have more potential. You have to understand that what you do is what you have to teach. I promise you, it's not just about what you do, or it's just about what you're teaching. I understand I'm teaching something. I'm teaching while I do. You have to be teaching while you're doing it. I understand if you love the camera so much, you have to teach about it too. You have to be teaching how you photography and how you do photography every day and how you record those videos and how you really do the sound design and how you really understand life itself. I realize life itself is very important, and those who understand life have to teach it. You have to teach it, you have to preach it, you have to understand that those who understand what I'm doing today must understand how I do public speaking. I do on the street, I come here, I invest my time. I thank you very much. I realize every single day you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on YouTube. I understand I'm always making sure I give that knowledge. I understand when I give that knowledge, I always have the best Apple Watch on the planet. I understand the best Apple Watch on the planet tells me that in 3 hours it sunsets in 3 hours. I realize the sun's going down in 3 hours. I understand no other watch on the planet does that. I promise you, either way, you must have the fastest technology. You must understand, I have 3 hours because my nice beautiful Apple Watch says I have 3 hours until the sun comes down. And then I grow up. I then make sure I continue growing. I'm never dying. I have 3 hours. I mean, 3 hours is eternity. But guess what? I realize every single day, I go check the time. I realize I still have time to get here. I realize either way, I make sure I'm always here. I'm always using something for nothing. You understand? I'm never doing nothing. I'm doing something to give you that nice, beautiful attitude that you need. You need a beautiful attitude. You need to have a better attitude today. You have to understand that if you want a better attitude, you have to read. You have to grow up. You have to have a mature personality. Pretty much anybody who does that is a public speaker. You have to understand you have to brighten up every single day. I promise you, when you brighten up more and more, you understand your potential. You understand that you have to be something famous. You have to understand you have to go and grab that spotlight. You have to understand the star is right here. I understand there's a star up here. Or else either way, understand no matter what, you go and understand your freedom today. You must attract it. You must attract anything you want through communication. I realize anything that you communicate. I mean, anything that you communicate, you do on paper right now. I mean, do it on paper right now. And go and get your phone and you have a notes pad and start writing your dreams down. I mean, start writing what do you want to achieve. And then you understand, you write the reasons of doing so. I mean, because of this, and because of this, and because of this. And then guess what? You realize what you have to do in terms of the first step to get there. You can then understand how your dream suddenly becomes something that you have to walk it. Otherwise, if you want a Ferrari, otherwise there are many steps to get there. I promise you, either way, you must understand what's important today. Otherwise now, either way, I realize the Ferrari may be 5 years later, but what's important today? I mean, how are you going to get there? You have to plan it. You have to strategize it. You have to go into your nice, beautiful journal and start writing it down really quickly. I promise you, it's really true that what you write down is what you achieve. I promise you, those who have a better life are writing it down. You have to plan a better life. You have to plan to be a vegan. You have to plan to walk to your lifestyle. You have to plan to live. You have to plan to live to 100. I plan to live to 100 years of age. I promise you. I promise you, either way, I make sure I believe more in myself. I write it down. I write down to believe in myself. I write it down to make sure that everybody else around me has what they deserve. I go and reason with myself about everything in my journal. I talk with myself all day long. And that's self-love. I realize it's self-love when I talk to myself all day long. So that's why I have a journal. I invest in a $230 phone. I have a one journal in here. I have a journal notes pad. I realize I give $230 for that. And guess what? I give $1 million to have a journal. I give $5 billion. I give all the money in the world to be able to go and write a journal. In terms of my notes pad in my phone, I go write all day long in a phone. I give all the plastic money in the world to have this kind of phone so that I can go and write notes in this phone. I understand, and give me a broken screen as well. I mean, give me a broken screen and I'll go and make sure that I go and write down in a notes pad over here. You understand? I have a broken screen over here. You understand? I mean, I'll give $10 trillion for this phone so that I can go and develop thyself in terms of I never do it for the phone. I do it because what I can do with the phone. I'll give $10 trillion so that I can get one application here. That's my journal notes pad. I realize it comes for free once you give the money. I realize then you start doing these nice beautiful journals in your PDF and you upload the PDF all day long. I realize that's more than enough. You understand? I realize that's how you write a book. You write a journal of your life. I promise you, that's how I get started today. I get started like that. I realized that Jim Rohn said you must write down everything. I understand either way. I went to the Office Works. I started to get all these nice beautiful exercise books. I realized that I developed a nice beautiful gratitude book as well. I finished off around over 4,000 ways that I'm grateful for life. You understand? I realized it's all down that nice beautiful exercise book. Over 4,000 ways I'm grateful for life. And then guess what? I now do it in my journal in terms of my phone. I just transferred from exercise books and writing physically into typing physically on my phone. And it's much more doable. Otherwise, either way, I went into those exercise books. I took photos of all of the pages and I posted online into my mega storage right now because I understand those nice beautiful exercise written notes are physical books. Otherwise, internet is something that you can store those physical books with. So what do? I take the photos. I go and invest in those photos daily. In terms of, I go and invest in those photos and I upload all the photos of my exercise books where I was writing all this material. I write all these lists of reasons on how you can quit smoking. I quit smoking. I wrote 700 something reasons on how you can do it. You understand? I realized on why you must quit smoking. I have 756 reasons and more on why you must quit smoking and why you must quit alcohol and everything. You understand? I was either way, I make these reasons, and I make the reasons up because I understand when I show you 1 million reasons to succeed, you'll be much more inspiring to succeed. You understand? Or else when you're much more inspiring to succeed, you'll go and write those reasons down daily. I understand when you're writing the reasons, you must check out my Instagram. You must check out my Nice Beautiful YouTube channel. You must find my name. You must understand I'm here for the next 72 years. Do not miss out on thyself. I mean, do not miss out on what I have to give you. I understand when I give you that information daily, I'm always much more inspirational. I'm always making sure I go entertain the crowd. I go and do that nice beautiful information giving every single day. You must have a journal today. You must have a phone. You must have a phone. You must understand that when you're watching anything in life, you must watch it fast. You must do it fast. You must be smart about it. You must understand that anybody who's smart about life must be rolling on the show. You must be able to go and entice the crowd in a different way. I understand that some people have just met me now, but guess what? I've already done 600 hours of video content. I've already been 600 hours on video. You have to tape yourself. You have to record yourself. I understand that my papa and my mama and my dada and baba are not here. I realize they're not going to be there for you. I understand that when you're growing up, I promise you they're not going to be there for you. I promise you they're not going to be there for you when you're 30 years of age. You have to come as a public speaker here on your own. And you have to public speak on your own, just like I am, because Tata and Mama and Baka and Deda are not going to be there for you. You must understand that nobody here, in terms of my biological dad and mom, are not helping me public speak today. I promise you. I have to do it. I have to be here and I have to mature. I have to show myself that no other friends in my life except I. I mean, where are my friends? I mean, they're never going to be with you. Otherwise, when you grow up, I promise you, they're all going their own separate ways. I promise you, none of them are coming here to support me today. You understand? Otherwise, either way, I am my own tata, I am my own mama, I am my own dada and baba today. I am my own God, I am my own Jesus Christ today. I go teach myself everything about life and how I can really succeed more and more and more, because I understand that the faster I succeed, the better. I understand the faster I succeed, the smarter I am. I have to be smart, I have to be smart ass. I have to be smart ass material. I understand when I give you smart ass material, I'll give you the spirituality of my life. I understand spirituality is something you need daily. You have to understand anything that's spiritual daily is something that's lifting you. You have to be lifting people. Otherwise, anything that's physical destroys. Otherwise, physicality destroys the world. You understand? You never be physical in life with anything. Otherwise, if I have to be physical, I can just go and smack your little daughter like this. You never be physical with anything. Otherwise, how did Jesus die? Otherwise, Jesus died physically. You understand? But guess what is spiritual about Jesus? I realize the spiritual Jesus of the Bible and the information of the Bible is spiritual. You have to be spiritual today to understand eternity, because the silence is spiritual. Because how can the silence hurt you? Otherwise, where is silence? I mean, silence doesn't hurt you, and the breathing of the air that you breathe doesn't hurt you, and the images of my image here, otherwise you have one image here. I see one image, I see one image, I see one image. And when I see these images daily as I do my Nice Beautiful public speaking program for millions of hours, I may have this Nice Beautiful scene. I gain more confidence because of those images. Otherwise, the more images you have of life, the better. Otherwise, the more images you can actually display for yourself as you public speak, otherwise the more confident you are about public speaking. But it's also about the communication that you give. I practice my communication so good that it's always better than yesterday, because I become the IEQ rule. I become the IEQ rule. I speak with the IEQ rule every single day. I speak with my eye. I say, I don't cut my eye out. I understand when I do that daily, I make sure every single day I go perform and outperform that nice, beautiful communication skill daily. You have to understand, daily to do nice, beautiful communication, because that's what a great attitude does every single day. You have to understand, it's really practice. Whereas anybody who's really practicing anything in life is doing information work only, and not the 9 to 5, I mean the information work. I mean, anybody who wants to be a CEO of a company of the 9 to 5 jobs out there has to understand the information product. I mean, that's it. I mean, and then just go and teach the rest of the people that, and you'll be a CEO. I promise you, it's so simple. Otherwise, if I work a 9 to 5 job, I'll be a CEO of a company. Otherwise, if I have to work a 9 to 5 job, I'll go to Apple, I'll learn everything about the information, and I'll be a CEO really quickly. I teach people really quickly on camera about their companies. I understand what leadership is. I understand what they're doing. I understand how to be on a phone call all day long as a customer service rep. I understand, sir. I understand. I can teach you something. I'm already a customer service representative right here. Alright, this is my cash register. I give you, what do you want? What tax? I'll teach you about taxes too. Alright, anybody who's working for tax today is not working for spiritual intent. I promise you must work for spirituality. You must understand that I never pay taxes. I never give money for taxes. I give money to make sure that you understand that I go and be spiritual about it. I go and be spiritual about what I give. I don't give anything other than spirituality today, because spirituality is something that you understand goes with you everywhere. Bro, it's really the wisdom. I give wisdom of life. Bro, the Bible is wisdom, and spirituality is wisdom, and information products is wisdom. And that's what I give you. I'll give you that, but it's growing daily. And that nice beautiful stock market that is wisdom always grows. I promise you, wisdom grows daily. So never get into the Bitcoin. Don't go cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency doesn't help you. I promise you, the Bitcoin, I realize that will never rise. I promise you, the stock market in terms of the outside world never raises. I promise you, that stock market is always falling. I promise you, what's really growing is information products. I promise you, the only way to invest your life is information. Or information is the only way to invest your life today. Or there's nothing else to invest in other than information product. And that's it. I promise you, the Bible is for free. Or all you need is the Bible. You don't need any other books. You just have to understand that you need your journal. You have to write down what is Jesus saying here, and what is Jesus saying here, and why are they doing this, and you reason with yourself upon the Bible and what it's really saying, and understand to go and learn about Jesus Christ, and you understand Jesus Christ's habits. Otherwise, Jesus Christ's habits is what you see, and when you see Jesus Christ's habits, you understand what I do. You understand that I have Jesus Christ habits today, so understand I'll lead you directly to Jesus Christ, but just follow my Instagram, and understand to have an Instagram, because 100 years ago, I promise you, they did not have an Instagram, and there was no phones, and there was no microphones either. I promise you, there was no microphones. I promise you, either way, understand that your mom and dad and family are not going to be there for you in life. I promise you, nobody's going to be there for you except you. I promise you, the only aspect of life that's there for you is really you. I promise you, everybody else is faking it. I promise you, I'm not there for you. I'm there to grow you. I'm there to give you the information that you need to grow. But guess what? You have to get that information and you have to develop yourself with it. I can never walk your steps. And that's why I say I can never be there for you. I have to be there for I. Otherwise, if I'm there for you, then I lose my eye. I never cut the eye out, as Jesus says. Otherwise, if you be there for me, you then have to cut your own eye out. I never need you to cut the eye out. I need you to be there for you. I have to be there for myself. I understand we have to grow thyself. We have to grow, or else we have to grow each other. I understand when we grow each other, I understand when we grow, I understand that's when we understand to grow up. I understand when we grow up, I understand we lift up. I understand when we lift up, I understand we're much more spiritual. I understand when we're spiritual, I understand even in terms of conditions, in terms of poetry, you understand that poetry is rhyming words. But understand when you're public speaking, you don't have to rhyme words together. You just have to speak the words when you public speak. And if you're a poet, you have to rhyme the words then. Or as a poet of life rhymes words. Or as a poet is a rapper. Or as anybody who raps all day long is also somebody who's singing. Or as when you're singing, you're also a public speaker. You have to understand audio work is only what you need to do. You have to do some audio and video and writing materials daily so you can lift people up every single day. You have to, every single day. I understand every single day I'm always doing that nice, beautiful, important work daily. I understand if you have any questions, you can come to the microphone with me. You can ask me a question. You can ask me any question. You can come on the video camera over here. You can just stand right here and you can ask me a question.
What is your YouTube channel?
Alright, so YouTube channel is something where you go on a YouTube channel to help people.
I know, but what's your YouTube channel name?
I can say Danny Milivojevic is my YouTube channel name, so you have to go and get a photo, or as your mother over there has a photo of you in terms of everything, but guess what? You must understand that you are your own mother, and you are your own father, and you are your own brother and sister and everything. But understand you just grab a photo of that, and then you can always find Instagram and YouTube and everything. But understand it's very important that you go and grow up in terms of leadership. I mean, do you understand what leadership is?
Yeah, you're a leader or something?
I need you to say, I say yes.
I say yes?
I say yes, because don't ever say yes. I need you to say, I say yes.
I say yes.
I say yes.
I say.
I say when a little baby, or when a little baby goes and says, Mama and Tata, or you never say Mama and Tata, you say, I see Tata, I see Mama. You understand? I mean, Jesus says, don't cut the I out. I love you.
So it's like I.
I is very important.
See, you don't say, it's like this. So like someone's mom is there, not your mom, and you say Mama. And you get to both of them, so you know which one.
You never say Mama, you say, I see Mama, I love you Mama.
See, you say I, so you
You have to say I. You have to say, I mean, when you see the dictionary of words in life, I mean, which word are you in the dictionary?
A.
I mean, why are you A?
Angry.
You have to be I. I is the only word you can be. I love you.
Okay, I get it.
I love you. You don't say I love you.
No.
You say I love you. I is what you are. I is integrity. I is inspiring people. I is an idea. Whereas anyway, understand that when you're growing up, you have to public speak. I mean, how does it feel to look at the crowd? I mean, how does it feel to look at the crowd over here? I mean, does it feel nice? I mean, why? I mean, you go and teach people, you look at the people, you look at their faces over here. Look at their faces. I mean, she's waving at you. You have to speak up. But either way, you have to understand, to learn to speak up, you have to go and write what you want to speak out first. You have to go and practice the communication skill. I promise you, I write my journal. I have a broken phone as well. I have a broken phone, and you can see my broken phone. I give trillions of dollars for this phone.
It still works.
I go give all the money to get in this phone, so that I understand. I never do it for the phone. I do it because of the nice, beautiful application in here, which is a notes pad, and I can type all day long about my life. I give my life story, and then once I give my life story, I teach you communication skills with the nice, beautiful notes pad.
So it's a digital journal.
I realize that this is a Pokedex. I mean, do you watch Pokemon?
Kinda, no.
I can say
Really?
Pokemon has a Pokedex, and everybody else is Pokemon. And then what I do is I'm like Ash Ketchum. You can be like Ash Ketchum. And then what we do is we go grab Pokemon, and we be in front of them, and we teach them.
So technically like teaching people.
I realize that it's just teaching people, but all you're really doing is speaking like this, and we're doing it in front of a crowd.
Okay.
I understand that's something of leadership quality. I understand if you have any other questions, I mean, I need you to keep asking all the time. I understand it's always making sure that when you have a mindset, you have to be reading all the time. You have to be reading something.
So like instead of training one Pikachu, you train.
You speak up on the microphone. You speak up really loud.
So like you don't train one Pikachu, you actually you train 300 Pikachus.
I train myself the most. Or when I train myself the most, I train other Pikachus.
Yeah. So.
I was like, you're my Pikachu, I'm a Pikachu, I'm just much more involved.
Yeah. So
I was when I'm much more involved, I'm practicing my communication skills,
Okay.
but you also can get to my level when
Okay.
you go and practice. But make sure you understand to stay away from drugs
Okay.
and people who do drugs.
Okay.
I used to be a drug addict. I used to take ice and all this weed and marijuana and cocaine. I used to do that, or is that it's not the way to go, and it's not what Jesus wants you to do.
My mom said that to me also.
I understand it's real, but guess what? I realize that what you have to understand, that real aspects of life is really what's spiritual. You have to understand that what's really important is what's happening inside and what you're putting into your body rather than what they are doing.
Technically, yeah.
I understand when you say technically yeah, you say I see technically yeah.
I see technically.
You have to remember your I, because understand that's what communication skills is. And that's why I stay here. I understand when I speak the I start my I with every sentence.
So like, start with every sentence you ever say.
I say now. My sentence with I.
So
I,
like
I
every-
start.
So like every sentence you say starts with the I, right?
You never start the sentence with so like. You start with I.
Yeah.
You say I see so like.
Yeah.
I see so like. I mean start every sentence with I see.
Yeah.
I mean go.
Ice is cold.
I see. I see. I see must be your first two words when you start your sentence every single time.
I see a kangaroo.
I see a kangaroo. So when you're asking me a question,
Yeah.
I mean, how are you going to ask me a question with I see?
So like you see it.
You never start with so like. You say I see so like. You have to say it again. You start over and over again.
I see a kangaroo.
I see a kangaroo. So when you ask me a question with an I say, I understand that you understand me. I realize that's a question.
Yeah.
I understand I start with my I. I never start my sentences all the time with I see. I can say I welcome your I welcome you all today. I see you guys are all welcomed by me today in terms of my I.
So I welcome you into my house.
I welcome you. I can say that's the best way to say it because I is first.
Yeah.
I understand when you're saying I, you start saying first, I see that the world is very beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you say to your mum, I see that guy over there. I see that they are nicely dressed. I see they have nice personas. I see this one here doesn't look good.
Yeah.
I see this person. I need you to, every single sentence, say I see.
I see.
I see is the first sentence.
I see a light flickering.
I see when you see the light flickering, I understand what do you see about it.
So you actually see it. You don't like make it up.
I understand. I understand, although when you're asking questions, or else you always have to ask questions, and you have to understand that you
Yeah.
can also start sentences like this. You can say, you see, Mum?
Yeah.
You see this?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see how I feel?
Yeah.
You see what I'm doing right now?
Yes.
You also affirming. You see, now you have to put the you in action, and you have to teach somebody something with the you. Or else what you can do is, you say, you can understand an apple has an A in it.
You don't use A, you use that I.
Or else now, you can use I, but understand also that I, you, plural, stands with I love you, you must love you,
Yeah.
I can question you also, do you love you?
Technically, yeah.
Or else now, it's not technically yeah, but I see it's technically yeah.
I see.
You forgot the I again. You see, you're forgetting the I. But
Okay.
understand that most people do that. Or else most of
Yeah.
these people forget the I.
Yeah.
And that's why they never public speak.
Same. My friends in school are like, they mostly use I's, but sometimes they use A's or stuff.
I see. Well, or else the first letter of the alphabet is not A. Or else the first letter of the alphabet is I. Or else when they sing in school, A, B, C, D, or else it's not A, B. Or else it's I, A, B, C, D, E, F,
I.
G.
That
I.
makes sense.
I is first.
I.
I first, and not A. Or else they're teaching you something different, but understand that
Okay.
you eventually have to grow up. You have to grow up, and you have to grow up in a way that you're challenging your mother and everybody around you by questioning what they're teaching you. Because understand that nobody wants to teach you other than yourself the most. I want to teach you everything that I have. I give you the knowledge, but understand that you must grow up learning more and more about what you're learning, because nobody else can learn for you. I mean, nobody else can understand anything about you except you.
Yeah.
You must be able to go and write down your spiritual aspects and who you are in terms of mindset, but understand my communication style here.
So it's like this. I like ice cream, but
You just make sure that you can hear it.
I like ice cream, but my friends don't know.
You like ice cream, but your friends don't know.
It's like that.
Or else they don't have to know that you like ice cream. But understand that your only friend is you.
Yeah.
I mean, there are no other friends except you. You have to understand, I'm your friend because I'm giving you knowledge, but understand everybody who's giving you knowledge today is your friend. But they will never walk your steps.
No. They won't like do it for you.
Or else I'll never do it for you. Or else that you're doing it this by yourself. I motivated you to come here for
Yeah.
I. Or else I motivated you for I so that I can speak with you. Or else either way, that we're both learning and growing, but that's what
Yeah.
leadership and quality of nice, beautiful entrepreneurship is every single day.
Huh?
Do you understand what entrepreneurship is?
No?
Or else entrepreneurship is a problem solver.
Yeah?
And anybody who solves problems has to talk more until they're 100 years of age.
So like, you start from 18, you do something,
You start from now. You start from where you are, and then you reach 100 years of age.
So
And that's
like-
an entrepreneur.
so you start with start whenever you want, then you have to wait, go to 100, like 100 years old.
I realize it's not 100 years old. I realize it's 100 years young.
Oh, 100 years.
You never grow old, because what they're trying to teach you is that you have to grow old and you have to be like everybody else. You don't be like everybody else, you be like you. You have to be
Okay.
you. You have to understand that many people are going to try to make you work a 9 to 5 job. And that's why I'm doing this today, because
So-
I don't want to work a 9 to 5 job. Otherwise, a 9 to 5 job is somewhere where all these people go to work for plastic money. And you never have to work for plastic money, because what you work for is what Jesus Christ works for. And what Jesus Christ works for is information. And that's giving people information as a public speaker is much more worth it to understand that in the next 72 years, I'll be public speaking while they have to work a 9 to 5 job. And they don't want to work in terms of public speaking because they don't have confidence. I have confidence to public speak in front of crowds, but they don't. And they have to go work for plastic money. I never work for plastic money, because Jesus says that anything that's the physical realm is the outside realm. Or else your mother right now is in the outside realm. But what's important is what's inside. Otherwise, inside is what you must be looking at. You look at more in terms of yourself than you do at anybody else.
Yeah. So like, do you do this for your job?
Otherwise, this is my job, and
Oh.
anything that's really information product is my nice beautiful job. Otherwise, what are you really passionate about?
I
I mean, what do you like?
ice cream.
Otherwise, when you say ice cream, you say, I see, I love ice cream.
I like ice cream.
I love ice cream. You say, I love ice cream.
I love ice cream.
I love ice cream. You have to have the I there because you said ice cream. Otherwise, that's not sure. You have to say, I love ice cream. But guess what? Otherwise, ice cream has a lot of white sugar in it. I stay away from ice cream for 5 years now. I stay away from ice cream because I understand ice cream made me fat. I used to weigh 47 kilos. You have to be careful about what you eat. So understand I'm a vegan as well. I mean, do you eat only vegan food or do you have to eat animal food?
Are you doing me? My dad's like,
You put the microphone because if we want to be
So,
professional,
okay.
you have to speak like this. You speak like this one, and you
Yeah.
make sure that your
Okay.
lip doesn't touch the head of the microphone.
Okay.
Because you see my lip over here?
Okay.
I have a blister before
okay.
because the microphone is like this. And then I'll go like
Okay.
this, I understand I speak, and I look at the crowd and I just enjoy.
Yeah.
You have to block your lip from touching the microphone head, otherwise the blister is gonna hit your lip and it hurts. I understand although the ice cream is something that you must learn from. You must learn from everything. You must learn from life. And whatever you're watching today, you understand Netflix?
Yeah.
You can watch the images on Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, Netflix has a thumbnail image.
Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
the
you-
N.
I mean, the application, or else when you click on the cursor
Yeah.
and then you scroll, you
Yeah.
have images.
Yeah.
I want you just to watch those images.
Yeah.
I never want you to listen to the audio of films and TV shows. I mean, is that
So-
simple?
Yeah, so like you hover your mouse on it, then it shows a tiny little bit of the movie.
Or else now, that tiny bit of the movie shows you 100 images.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine that.
That's
I mean,
all.
imagine how much you can actually watch in images.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you need. I mean, when you're watching films, I mean, what do you remember
Yeah.
from the audio from the film?
It's always the same thing.
I mean, you don't remember much, do you? Or else the images you remember forever.
Yeah.
I mean, just watch images in life.
Yeah.
I mean, all you do is go on Netflix and on YouTube as well, and they have a nice, beautiful thumbnail print, and then just go and watch the images all day long.
Or you can just mute it.
You mute the sound. You don't need the sound
Yeah.
because what you need is to watch the whole TV show
Yeah.
and 9 seasons of Pokemon or anything
Yeah.
in 1 hour.
Yeah. So like,
I mean, imagine watching all those images right away.
yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
Okay.
I mean, you have to watch more of the images, but the audio in terms of the Pokemon will not teach you much.
So I did this, but my this is actually kind of funny.
You have to speak more louder. You have to speak
Kathy,
louder.
this is very funny, but my friend Andy.
What happened?
This is very funny, but my friend Andy.
I say this. I say this.
I say this.
I say this.
Is very funny because
I say this is very
I
funny.
say this is very funny because my friend said he's gonna meet me at the Oval.
You just taught me something. You have to keep teaching like that.
Meet me at the Oval. But then,
I see an extra oval.
yeah,
You start again with the I.
yeah.
You broke it up.
I went down there. I saw him. Then I was about to go to him. Then I kind of got, most of our, most of,
Or as now, I see most of.
I see most of students play soccer when it's their oval day. So I'm about to get hit, like the ball was like very hard.
Or as now, when you say like and like, you say like and I see.
Like, and I see the ball was like this hard.
I see.
It was like whistling to me. I almost got hit. Like it was like
I see. I see. Or as you're saying that you're playing
I
physically.
see.
You're playing physical sports
I
with
see.
somebody.
no. I was playing rugby or something.
Or as when you say no, you say I say no.
I say no.
You see, you're missing out on your I over here.
I say no. Then I saw the ball coming to me. Then it was like this position away.
I seen the ball coming to me.
I seen the ball coming to me. Then it was like this much. Then I jumped. Then I fell on Andy. He was running to me. I was like, oh.
I see. Well, understand that sports, in terms of physical aspects
Yeah.
of life, you may see NRL or rugby league
Yeah.
or AFL
Yeah.
or any type of weightlifting or anything.
Yeah.
I realize Jesus never does that.
No.
I realize Jesus doesn't play soccer and Jesus doesn't play anything that's sport today physically. So I never have to tackle you and hurt you to get a ball.
No.
I mean, that's not physical. I mean, that's not leadership. I understand that what leadership is
Yeah.
talking like this.
Yeah.
Or as we're always talking, we're looking at the camera, or as we're looking
Yeah.
at the camera, I realize we are looking at the camera,
Yeah.
and we're looking at the people, but
Uh-huh.
trying to teach people right now something. I mean, just try. I mean, just try. I mean, just say something about your life.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to life.
You just say something. You just say anything about what you did today with your mum.
I got back. I didn't even go home. I was like, after school, I came back.
I mean, do you see how people are just walking away and they don't care about you?
Yeah.
Do you see? I mean, you're talking. I mean, you're talking, but they're just
Yeah.
walking away.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't care about you.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even care about your story.
Yeah.
I care about your story.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't want to listen to you.
No, no.
I mean, how do you think I feel when I speak for 2 hours over here and they're just talking and just walking away?
Proud?
I mean, that's how people are. I mean, I talk my story all day long
Yeah.
and they're just walking away from you. I'll show you this. I'll talk and they're just going to walk away. I understand you guys hear me clearly about what I say. I mean, you see that guy, he's just walking away. I mean, he doesn't care about me.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I actually train
Yeah.
myself. I train myself in front of people, but I understand that I have to promote my Instagram, I have to promote my social media. So understand when you public speak over here, you're going to understand how it is. When I start speaking like this and I start teaching something in life, I understand that people are just going to walk away and not look at you. I understand it's that kind of world you live in.
Something doesn't go right in life. Nothing in life is that, like, you don't get what you want in life sometimes.
Or else you always get what you want if you write it down.
Yeah.
I have a journal. I write everything in my journal down.
Yeah.
Or else that in my journal, I say,
Yeah.
I talk about myself all day long. I did this with my biological mother. I did this with my mother.
Yeah.
I went with her here.
Yeah.
Or else, and when I went,
Yeah.
or else, and then when I went with her here,
Yeah.
I went and made sure to get her this because
Yeah.
I understand when I got her this,
Yeah.
I understand I got better. I then
Yeah.
teach them how I got better.
Yeah.
I then say, I got better because I understand that when she loves something in life,
Yeah.
I understand I love to be kind.
Yeah.
I then love to be kind because she gets happier. I
Yeah.
understand when she gets happier, I get happier also.
So it's like this. You give her what she wants, like, I don't know.
I give you what you want, but I give it to you in a nice, beautiful way where it's communication skills.
So it's like rap and stuff.
I realize it's rap and text, and it's also making sure that you're doing something around writing. You have to write, you have to learn how to write, but make sure that you understand how I teach. I go and in my camera here, I teach like this, I teach like this. I'm teaching this nice, beautiful boy. I say, a beautiful boy. I realize we're both babies. I realize either way, you guys understand what I mean. I understand either way that when you invite somebody like a gentleman over here, you have to understand even a baby is a gentleman. But understand that we're all babies. So what I do daily is I look on a nice beautiful video camera like this, and then I teach people around in terms of my video. And when I do that daily, I go and make sure every single day that I'm leading people, because I understand when I'm leading people, or else everybody can understand me. You can understand me, or else he can understand me, or else everybody can understand me when I preach. But I understand most people don't look at me. I understand when that happens, I record it anyway.
Yeah.
I record it and then it goes up on YouTube and somebody will look at it. I understand. Either way, you have me as your mentor for the next 72 years, but I understand every single day that I just do this because that's how I really boost my confidence. I boost my confidence by teaching young kids, such as a baby right here. I'm a baby. I understand we're all babies, but we have to grow younger. I then start like this. I say, yes, you must grow younger to survive in terms of thrive throughout life. You must thrive because vocabulary is everything. You now understand? I understand now when I teach another word, I go by vocabulary. I understand vocabulary is very important for leadership. I use leadership now. I go by leadership because I understand that vocabulary is something that makes leadership. Understand?
Yeah. When are you gonna post this video?
Oh, this video is going to be posted today, although I'm doing one every single day.
Oh, okay.
I do one video every single day, but I make sure I do it in front of a crowd because you have to train yourself, development in
Sure.
terms of life, you have to train yourself to do it much better than yesterday. You have to train yourself to public speak in front of a crowd all the time. But understand every single day, you always speak in a way that people can hear you. You have to speak in a way and have that tone about you.
So it's like this. So this is when
Otherwise,
you.
it's not so, it's like this. Otherwise, I see, so it's like this.
Huh? So I see it's like
Otherwise,
this.
I see, so.
I see so it's like this.
I see, so it's like this.
It's like this.
I is very important.
I see so like this.
Understand?
Yeah. It's like when you started, did you like didn't know if you need a crowd or had a crowd?
Otherwise, when I first started, I started with 1 minute videos.
Yeah.
And then I connect the videos together
Yeah.
and I make 1 hour
Yeah.
and then I post it online.
So like you. So like you take the video.
Otherwise, I see, so you take the video.
I see so you take the
You
video.
must not cut your eye out, as Jesus says.
Oh. Then I put it together.
You put it.
60 videos.
Otherwise, what you do is when you start public speaking or when you want to do anything on camera,
Yes.
otherwise, what you do is to get to 1 hour videos
Yeah.
by doing it just 1 hour or 2 hours, or maybe you want to do a 12-hour program
Yeah.
on a video. I mean, that's a lot of
Yeah.
speaking and that's a lot of communication work.
Yeah.
But understand you can get there
Yeah.
by simply chopping up your videos
Yeah.
and then teach 15 seconds at a time.
So like you can do this. So like if you want to do the
Otherwise, I see, so like.
I see so like
I understand you like to say so like first. You don't say so like first. You understand to say I first. I see so like.
I see so like.
Understand?
Yeah. I see so like.
You can
If you
continue.
want to play the long game, you just film for like 12 hours if you do that. That's I don't know if you do that.
I understand when I do it for 12 hours every
Yeah,
single
you can
day,
do that.
I understand I develop in front of people.
But if you want to do short game, you just put them, you take your videos and connect them.
I connect these videos together,
Yeah,
so
I
what I do
connect-
is this video may go on for 2 hours today.
Yeah.
Whereas now my goal for this video
Yeah.
is I understand I achieved my goal already of 1
Yeah.
hour today, but
Yeah.
it's almost 2 hours,
Yeah.
this video recording.
Yeah.
And then what I do is I go on Samsung because I have a phone that's Samsung, I apologize.
Yeah.
Whereas I have a phone that's Samsung.
Yeah.
And then I connect the videos because each video is 46 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I connect it.
Yeah.
And I make 2 hours of it, or 5 hours, or 10 hours.
Yeah.
But then I make sure that when I started this nice beautiful course, I do 1 minute videos first.
Okay.
I do 1 minute videos and then I make sure to connect them.
Huh?
I connect those videos together and I make many minutes, or I can do 15-second videos. I can teach on 15-second videos to boost my confidence, and then I connect it together. And it's big information. Otherwise now, when you're doing 15-second videos, you can do 15-second videos and connect it all together
Yeah.
and make hours and hours upon videos of 15 seconds each.
Can you just wait quickly?
I don't know. You want to take a photo? You can do that. Otherwise, every single day, understand that no matter what, you must be teaching everybody around you every single day to live a greater life, and to understand that no matter what you're doing daily, is understand leadership. I mean, leadership is something of a persona. I mean, leadership is something of quality. I mean, leadership is something that you need daily to survive throughout life, to thrive. I mean, anything that's thriving throughout life is something that's really teaching you daily to succeed. I mean, understand no matter what, that when you come and public speak for yourself, you understand that you're going to grow. You're going to be something greater. You're going to understand why greatness is a public speaker every single day. You must understand every single day that you do something very important, you're going to be able to go and do something very different. I understand you invite people on the microphone and you teach them on the microphone like I have, and understand it develops you, or it develops your communication daily. I understand I have a nice beautiful student here who's actually going to read for me for the next 72 years. I understand he's going to follow me around because I'll give you so much knowledge. Every single day I'm giving everybody knowledge. I understand that what's important is ask any question you have over here. I understand it's very important that you go and ask more questions, because when you're asking more questions, you understand why you're going to public speak very soon.
Technically, yeah.
I see
I
technically
see
it.
technically, yeah. It's like, I see it's like you are training someone to be a public, to be,
Alright, to be a public speaker is,
to be a public speaker.
I can say.
Public speaker.
I can say. So a public speaker is somebody who stands up in front of a crowd and teaches people, but when you're teaching people, you're looking at people in a way that you never finish off people's sentences. So when you're
Yeah.
understanding a public speaker, stands up in front of people, and then make sure that they also understand to go and speak out whatever they want, because that way you're going to train people how to be leaders, so you do it on the
Yeah.
microphone. Otherwise, there's no
Sure.
other better way than to do it on the microphone today.
So I see it like this. It is like, I see it like this. Like you are like filming, but you can.
I see like.
I see like you're filming, right? If you don't have a microphone, you cannot let the other people hear. If you're just using your if you're using your normal voice like this.
I realize now, because I have a nice beautiful video here,
Yeah.
I have to record myself along the
Yeah.
way also.
Yeah.
And that's why I put my nice beautiful portable speaker
Yeah.
next to the microphone here.
Yeah.
Because I understand I have a nice beautiful microphone also because the wind's blowing.
Okay.
And it makes sure that the nice beautiful audio quality is not going to have wind in it. So I make sure to record my nice beautiful program so that people can watch me for billions of years.
Yeah. So it's like you don't want wind.
I don't want wind to go and ruin my program, because when it goes,
Yeah.
people are trying to listen, otherwise it doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
I understand you have to invest some money, so you have to give $90
Yeah.
to get this,
90.
and then you have to give 550, and then you have to give another $20 and another $70, and then get yourself a shoulder bag, and that's $100,
Yeah.
and give $100 and get yourself a umbrella.
If it
So when you put the
rains.
umbrella like this, or else when it starts to rain, or else it'll rain on the umbrella, and get yourself a raincoat, and get yourself the technology you need,
Yeah.
and the microphones and everything. Or else either way, you must understand to always be developing yourself every single day, because those who understand the dictionary
Yeah.
understand what letter.
Okay.
I mean, what letter? I.
I.
I is very important.
I B C E D.
I, A, B, C.
I A.
I, A, B, C,
So
D.
you missed out. Do you still do the I spot or just missed the I spot?
You just say I first, because they're going to sing A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I realize they're not going to say I. I need you to say I first, because I is how you really start. I realize now, who can really start for you? Anything.
Instead of using am, you can use I.
I. You must understand I is the first answer for that one.
So how about
I
you-
realize so.
Yeah. I realize so.
I need you to remove that nice beautiful so question mark in terms of the so word. I need you to understand to use I only. I never need you to use the word so.
I realize.
I realize.
Realize.
Or else try to never say so.
I realize. I realize.
I realize, and try to never say like either.
I realize.
I see it. I see it.
I see it. I realize if I'm writing a poem to, like, I'm doing a poem about my friend, right?
I understand.
But then, why do you use I? Because that's yourself. You're representing yourself.
I love I.
Okay?
You have to say I. I love I. I am everything. I am positive. I am spiritual. I love you. I know I.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the only aspect of life you must know is say this. I know I.
I know I.
I only know I.
So it's like this.
I need you to say I know I only.
Okay.
I need you to say that. I know I only.
I know I only.
And that's all you have to know. And that's all you have to know.
Okay.
Otherwise, now, when somebody asks you to know something, you
Yeah.
just say, I know my I.
Yeah.
I know my I. I know who I am.
Yeah.
I know who I am because I know my I.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that the only dictionary word that I am is my I.
Yes.
I understand I for an idea. I understand when I go and teach somebody something, I need you to always lead. I need you to be someone spiritual every single day. I need you to understand that when you lead people on the camera every single day. I is very important. I is everywhere. I understand when I go and look at the life, I start with I first. I understand every single sentence that every single sentence that I really speak in my life starts with my I. I have to understand leadership. I have to understand quality. I understand when I ask questions daily, I always make sure that everybody around me is much more positive, because that way everybody's going to be more.
More.
You have to have more in life. I realize when you say more, you say I am more.
I am more.
To say I am more, you never just say more. You say, because otherwise then you say like mama and tata, or else that's like saying more, or else you say I see more, I see tata, I see mama.
Okay.
Or else I is very important. So when you're really developing yourself throughout life, you have to understand, even though I'm speaking with you, I'm also speaking to people on a nice, beautiful YouTube camera over here because I understand that what's important is developing everybody and not just you, but also I and everything. I understand. I just make sure that everything's growing, and that way we have to always talk about what does the crowd love today.
Yeah.
I mean, what does the crowd love today? I mean, you have to understand that what the crowd loves is they need to be problem solving. You have to understand.
I see some people have different opinions. Like I see some people saying they like Tom and Jerry.
I realize Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, at school.
I see, yeah.
I see yeah. I see yeah,
and
and I see some people at school saying Tom and Jerry is better than what's it called again?
I realize they're saying that Tom and Jerry
the Minions, yeah.
I realize the Minions. All right. Now when they're saying, I realize, all right. I understand when they're saying that Tom and Jerry is better than Dominions, you say I am better than Tom and Jerry. I am better than Dominions.
Yeah.
I realize. Is that the answer?
Yeah.
I realize that's the best answer. I realize although it's I say yeah.
I say yeah.
I say yeah. You never reply yeah or no. You never say yes or no. You say I say yes, I say no. I is very important. You have to come back to the I, but understand that you have to understand journaling. I understand journaling is a big skill that you must understand. I always go into my journal, I write down, and I go into my Instagram and go into my nice beautiful Mega Drive and read what my journal is. I have a nice beautiful journal I post up with my PDF file every single day. And you guys out there have to understand I always post this nice beautiful journal every single day. I'm always posting it, and I have full of writing material that I write all day long about my life every single day. And in that nice beautiful journal, I teach you how to really journal.
So like how to write?
I teach you how to write.
So
I teach you.
So like you're like technically
You are technically.
You are technically.
You don't need to say the word like.
You are technically.
You are technically.
Teaching.
I'm teaching all the time.
Teaching people to public speak.
You have to.
And also using I sentences.
You have to use the I sentences. I promise you.
Yeah.
You see, he's very smart because he sees the I. That I'm using the I sentences in everything I speak because that's how you really know the I.
Okay.
You have to come back to the I. I realize, what is my next word? I see now that no matter what, that you can understand. I understand now that my first I is always my first language, and it's always my first sentence.
Yeah.
I start with my first sentence.
Yes.
I start my I with my first sentence.
So like, I just asking people to use I's in their sentences.
I realize now the I's is a different I.
Yeah.
I realize these I's here.
And EYE instead of I.
I see EYE is something different.
Yeah.
I understand I in terms of I love you.
Eight.
I speaks very loud. I love you is the I that Jesus says don't cut your eye out.
And there's another one called 8.
I see 8.
Yeah, so different ones. There's a 8 means the ATE and the number 8.
I see. Well, understand that. Whereas that is also different. So when you say number 8, you say the numbers, and then when you say I ate yesterday.
I ate
yesterday something, and then you say what you ate, and then once you say what you ate, you say why you ate it. I mean, why'd you eat that? And then when you teach them that, you say, then how did that transform your life?
I had a piece of bread with what's it called, cabbage.
I see.
And a little bit of marinated pork, my mom made, the chili.
I see.
I don't know why we did it.
I see. And how did that change your life?
I don't know.
I realize now you have to teach people about what you're eating. You have to understand that when I realize now I ate hummus yesterday. I understand hummus? I realize hummus.
What's hummus?
I understand hummus is something that's chickpeas. And now why did I eat hummus? I realize I eat hummus because I'm a vegan.
I know hummus. They sell it in our canteen for $3.
I see. I realize they sell it at the canteen for $3.
Yes.
I realize they don't do it for $3.
Yeah.
I realize you never do it for $3.
No.
I realize they're doing it so they can help you. I realize it's never about for money. I realize it's never for money. You never do it for plastic money. I realize you do it for wisdom. You do it for communication. So they sell at the canteen hummus so that they can feed me.
Yeah.
And now what are they feeding me?
So like sometimes it's like pretty much when I did this, I had no lunch, right?
I see.
So you can ask for canteen, ask the canteen for food. They'll
I
give
see.
you for free, but then they'll ask the letter for like how much that costs.
I see.
If you bought it with actual money, or you have a little bit of money left, you can just donate pay.
I can say now that it doesn't cost anything, because understand that what it costs is understand that communication skills is what they're teaching you.
Yeah.
Understand when I give you food and drink, and you give me something in return,
Yeah.
I understand now we are problem solving. Alright, now understand that if you give me something in return, I never ask for anything else.
Yeah.
Alright, now that's a nice beautiful question to say, why do people serve you drinks and food?
They just give it
Alright, they give it, why?
because you paid for it.
Alright, because, I see, because you pay for it.
I see because you paid for it.
Alright, now, because you understand that you never pay for anything. You never pay for food and drink. You
Yeah.
just invest. You have to be an investor. You have to understand when you invest money into something, it has to be knowledge and wisdom. Because anything that's coming from the canteen in terms of service is a service that we're teaching over here. I'm giving a canteen food too over here. I'm giving food and drink. But how am I giving food and drink today?
You buy?
I'm actually giving you knowledge and nice and beautiful wisdom, which is food and drink today.
So like you're doing this?
I understand that this nice beautiful knowledge that I give you teaches you something. But
So you buy the drinks. You still have to buy it.
I never buy it, I invest in it.
So you get the drinks, right?
I never buy anything. I realize that when you have to buy something, I realize then you're going to own it. I realize Jesus says,
Yeah.
in terms of Jesus Christ, says never own the world and never buy anything. You must understand to always make sure that you go and invest into what you want, but just rent it out. You don't own this world. You just own your eye. You know your eye?
Yeah.
I know my eye.
Yes.
I know I only.
I know my eye only.
I see, that's it. I realize now the question of life is, what do you know?
Math?
You say I.
I
is what I
know.
know. I is always the first answer.
I know mathematics, comma,
Or else,
yeah.
or else that you can never know mathematics. You can know your eye though.
I know my eye.
Or else only I. Or else only I can you know.
Okay.
Or else it's only I that you know. Or else although to understand that no matter what, you must understand to always lift yourself anyway and ask more questions and always understand to be conservative. I mean, you understand what conservative means?
No.
You have to lead the conversation. Or else when you lead the conversation with somebody, you're understanding how to be conservative. You're understanding how to give the people attention. Or else when I give you attention this way, I'm giving you a conservative nature. I'm conserving you. I'm making sure that you understand. I'm making sure that you are preaching and teaching and making sure that you understand how to grow.
Yes.
Understand when you understand how to grow, you understand how to really teach people on camera.
Yeah.
I promise you it's very important, but I say yeah.
Yeah.
I say yeah.
I say yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have to understand, you have to remember your eye. I mean, the eye is very important.
Yeah.
I know my eye only, so I use the eye all the time. I always make sure I say yes. I say yes.
I say yes.
You say I instead. You say I. I, captain. I, captain. I, captain.
I captain.
I, captain.
I captain.
I realize now you can always say I, captain.
I captain.
I, captain. I, captain.
I captain.
I say that's how you really understand life. You have to understand life is really know your I and say I love you all the time. I love you. I love everything in life. I love my life. I love who I am. I understand who I am. I am my I. I know my I. I'm who I am in the I factor.
So good.
You have to grow all the time. I realize there's always something to talk about. So there's always more ideas. I can rotate this nice beautiful conversation into some aspect of life where we can talk about other aspects of life. And it doesn't just have to be anything else. I realize you have to understand that it always goes in the better direction. So we're always teaching somebody something about life. I realize when I'm teaching you something about life, I make sure I look at you in the eyes. I never look around. I look at you straight in the face like a man. Or as a woman does the same thing. Or as they look at your face and look at your eyes, and then we talk like mano. Or as we talk mano a mano.
In my school, the teachers are like that. They ask you to look in the eyes.
I understand, but when I talk with you, I'm not competing with you. I'm here to teach you something. But the eye, I realize when somebody's talking to you, you have to look at them in the eyes, and you have to be attentive. And when you're attentive, you're conservative. You're making sure you're looking at them and getting a feel throughout life, but understanding I say yeah, I say yeah, I say no.
I say no, I say yeah.
I say yeah. So remember, you don't just say yeah, you say I say yeah. I say yeah. You don't say no.
I captain.
I captain. I captain is the way you say it. I captain. Because I captain starts with I first. I first. Otherwise, what's the first word of I love you? I love you. You have to say I love you. Otherwise, if you say love you, I mean, don't really mean it. Because I is who you are. You're the I for
Yeah.
idea. Understand there's always something more to say, but understand how I'm public speaking now, because in 20 years' time, you're going to stand up here and you're going to do a public, you're going to do the same thing over here, and you're going to do it in a different form, and people are going to be walking around, and you're going to be the only one here. But guess what? You're going to be with me somewhere around the world.
Yeah.
You're going to be with me in terms of where I am. You're going to understand every single day when you're lifting yourself up. You're going to be following me throughout life, and you're going to understand how I'm teaching you in the crowd how to really live. So I'm always going to be mentoring you, because understand that those kids that you understand are with you right now in terms of your school friends, you tell them about me also. You tell them Danny Milivojevic and to follow him, and that he's a great mentor, and to teach them everything as well. Because that's what a true friend does. I'm pretty sure a true friend helps look after other people as well, so that they can come to my information so that I can help them too. I mean, that's a true friend. You have to do that. You have to go and share my knowledge around all the time. You have to say, Danny Milivojevic, I mean, go to that guy and he's going to teach you something. I understand when you do that all the time, understand I'll always teach you so much. I've got 600 hours of video content I can teach you right now, but by the time you turn 20 years of age, I have already more than that. I have maybe 5,000 hours of videos. I understand each and every single day I can do up to 2 hours of videos and more.
It's like this. You don't say hate broccoli. I hate broccoli. Describing yourself or anyone.
Or else I never hate anything, so make sure you never hate anything, but love everything that you have. Or else now you have to love the world. You have to say, I love everything. I love everything about my life.
I actually eat broccoli. I like it actually.
Or else you have to say, I love everything. You just say, I love everything.
I love everything.
And that way you understand to never hate anything, but understand if you want to stay away from anything that you don't like, you just stay away from it. But you say, I love drugs. You say, I love drugs, but I stay away from drugs. I never hate drugs. I never hate drugs because drugs doesn't hurt me. Or else when I use drugs, or else that hurts me. Or else the drugs alone doesn't hurt you. I mean, food, in terms of cabbage, I mean, it doesn't hurt you, does it? Or else when you eat it, or else now understand that food, in terms of anything that's out there, or else if I go and I hit this, or else I then understand that the portable speaker will hurt me. Or else, but who hurt me? Or else, is it the portable speaker or is it me? In terms of my eye.
Or Microphone.
Or else I understand if I go hit the portable speaker with my head, or else the portable speaker didn't come towards me, I went towards the portable speaker. So understand to never hate or else never hate the outside world, because the outside world doesn't want to hit you and doesn't want to do anything to disturb you. But understand sometimes that what happens in life is what you gain, and what you gain must be freedom to understand anything that you have over here is power. Or else this is power because we have the spotlight over here, and understand people are looking at us. Understand when people are looking at us, or else we have to teach people. Understand that anything that has a star over here, I mean, you can see a star. I mean, this is where greatness is. You can see it. You can see that if you want to be a star and you want to be popular, you have to understand that no matter what you see, or else I love that. I love everything. I understand when I go and be in front of a crowd, I boost your confidence in the meantime. I understand that's why we're always teaching. You have to teach with me. You have to teach with me. Or else anything you have a question to say or something, I mean, just say it. I understand every single day I'm always looking at the crowd, but just witness, I mean, just witness the people around you. I mean, just witness and how it actually feels. I mean, do they care for us? I can say no.
Same answer.
I mean, I can say they don't care about us because they didn't come to have a conversation with us, did they? I mean, they don't care about us. I mean, they care about themselves. And guess what? It's more that I understand that either way, I have to lift them. I have to lift those people because when I lift those people, I understand I'm always better than yesterday. I'm always doing better.
That's right.
I'm always doing something much more. Or else when I do much more than yesterday, I'm always making sure that I grow.
Yeah.
Or else I say yeah. I say yeah. Or else you have a
I say
habit.
yeah.
You have a habit of saying yeah. I need you to say I say yeah.
I say yeah.
I say yeah.
I say yeah.
I need you to say I captain. I need you to say when you understand that when you're speaking with people, I comes first. Or else that every single sentence in your life must always you have to understand much more. You have to understand to go and develop that mindset of yours every single day, because every single day I'm always developing that mindset of mine. I'm always making sure that when I teach somebody something, I always have something to say. You have to have something to say all the time. you have anything to ask?
Sure.
Or else either way, or else no matter what, or else that it's just make sure that you're looking at people and understand that this is where you're going to be in 20 years' time.
That'll be 28 years old.
Or else you're going to be 28 years young. You're going to be exactly my age right now.
Yeah.
I'm 28 years of age.
Uh,
So either way, I'm 20 years what? I'm 20 years more than you.
yeah.
You have to reach my age first.
And
You have to understand that you may not make it to my age.
so,
Or else that a car can hit you. Or else something can happen and you may die earlier. But understand to look after yourself. Or else it can happen. Or else somebody can come and shoot you with a gun.
yeah.
But understand to be careful. But guess what? Understand that what's important is understand to go and love thyself all the time and love yourself. But understand that you just accept what's happening. You always
Yeah.
accept. I realize if somebody
Yeah?
wants to hurt you, you allow them. You don't hit them back.
No.
You just. Do you understand who Jesus is?
Yes?
I understand Jesus is from the Bible.
Yeah.
I understand Jesus says that if anybody hits you or tries to kill you or
Yeah.
tries to stab you or
Yeah.
tries to hurt you,
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus says just allow it and try to help them.
So you get bullied and you get hit, then you just go.
I mean, all you do is you go up to the bully and just teach them something or give them some money or something like that to help their life.
And let me if they would do.
I realize any time that you have something in terms of life to give,
Yeah.
you give them some information to give them because if you give them
Yeah.
plastic money, I understand that you're not worth $2. I understand that you're worth more than that. So I give
Yeah.
you nice, beautiful spirituality,
Yeah.
which is nice, beautiful knowledge right here to understand that if you go
Yeah?
and really understand that if somebody wants to hurt you, you go and help those people who want to hurt you.
Okay?
I understand that the world is not evil, but I understand that what's much more important
Yeah.
is that you love thyself. You have to
Okay.
love yourself. You have to understand that communication is key.
Okay.
I understand that you have to catch up to my communication.
Okay.
You have to speak how I speak, or else you have to speak in terms of how I speak, but it's really I see okay. I see okay.
You always use that I in your sentence.
You have to use the I in your sentence. You have to
Yeah.
use the I as a first letter of your first sentence.
Yes.
Or else when you
I
start,
say yeah.
I say yeah. I say yes. Or else that's important. Or else now you said okay before. I need you to say I see okay.
I say okay.
I see okay. I see okay.
I see
does it make,
okay.
I see okay. I mean, does it make sense?
Kinda now.
Or else now it makes sense because I is
okay.
first.
I
I is first.
see okay.
I understand that when you go and use the I first, or else you never say okay. You say I see okay.
I see okay.
I love okay.
I love okay.
I love okay. I love leadership.
I love leadership.
Or else when you say okay, it's like saying leadership.
Leadership.
Or else now you don't say leadership. You say I see leadership.
Okay.
I understand or else there's a big difference when you say leadership and I see leadership.
Okay.
I is much more important.
Okay.
I understand that's why I'm always developing that nice beautiful strategy, but it's I see okay. I understand every single day you must understand to go and develop thyself. You must understand
Okay.
either way to make sure that everybody around you is happier.
Okay.
Because when you tell other people to leave, I understand it's not because of that. You never tell other people to leave when they're with you. You just
No.
make sure that they just go on their own all the time because that's how you communicate. So when somebody
Yeah.
comes, or as when a little kid comes up to you in terms of a little baby, because we're all little babies.
Yeah.
I understand when somebody else comes to be with you, like you are with me,
Yeah.
you make sure that they leave on their own time and that you don't tell them to leave. You just make sure to keep talking in a different way because that way we're going to speak leadership and we're going to speak some ideas because I'm your friend.
So it's like
I have all the time in the world.
so it's like this. So you have a little friend, right? Then he's supposed to. It's 9 o'clock in the morning at 9 a.m.
I see.
He wants to play. You allow him, but he's supposed to go at 12, right?
I see.
Then you let him leave at 10.
What's that?
So you leave him at 10.
I see so. I see so.
I see. So you leave him at 10.
I realize now nobody's supposed to do anything in life, but when they want to
No.
leave, you let them
Yeah.
leave. You let
Yeah.
them leave when they want to leave, and not
Yeah.
because you said so. I realize that.
Yeah.
I realize if I said for my client over here, which is you, because you're my customer,
Yeah.
and you're my client, and you're my business partner,
Yeah.
and you're my leadership expert.
Yeah.
But guess what? You're my leadership student, and I don't
Yeah.
call you an expert. I call
Yeah.
myself a student
Yeah.
because I'm not an expert.
Yeah.
But I understand if I said
Yeah.
you must go now because I have to do my content. I realize I don't want to do that because I want to speak with you.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if you choose to leave, whereas that's different. Whereas if you want to go because your mum wants to go, whereas I am happier with that.
Okay.
Whereas if you choose to stay here, I'm happier with that too.
Yeah.
Whereas either way, but understand that you never go telling other people to go.
No.
Whereas if they want to go, whereas they'll go on their own time.
Yeah.
Understand? That's why I'm always making sure I'm developing thyself. I'm making sure every single day I've got my content over here. Because what's important is communication and dialogue. And that's what we're having today.
Yeah.
Or is we're having a dialogue.
Yeah.
Or is now yeah is I say yeah.
I say yeah.
I understand he has a little habit of saying I say yeah in terms of or else now I say yeah is how you say it.
I say yeah.
I say yeah, but he has a
I say
habit of
yeah.
saying yeah without the I. You have to use the I. You have to understand every single day that anything that's important today is spirituality, and then understanding
Okay.
that even standing around, you have a nice firm grip, you look at the crowd, you make sure that every single day you're using that nice beautiful communication language that you have every single day, because it's very important when you're looking at the crowd. But how does it feel?
Good.
You say, I say good,
I say good.
I say good. Otherwise he loves it. Otherwise now, I say good means you turn it off, you pick it up again, you turn off the nice beautiful microphone, you say, I say good again. You say, I say good,
I say good.
you then turn off the microphone. You see, you practice like that, and then you put it down again.
I say good.
You then, I say you can say on the microphone, or you can say like however you want to say it. I say good. You see what he does? You see what he does?
say good.
I just taught him that when he puts the microphone down without switching it off, that he can also pick it back up, and then switch off the microphone and say, I say good again. You see? You teach yourself how to better your life like that. You realize that anything you're scared about, you go do it again, and do it better. You can say on the microphone.
They have a new equipment in school. I don't know why, but yeah. It's like strings. Not strings, like very thick rope.
I see.
It's like the.
Or does it come over here?
Like,
Or does he come over here because or else we want to be right in the middle of the camera.
then there's a thick rope. It's like
understand.
1, 2.
I see.
There's 2. Then there's a rest place.
I see.
I mean, there's like it's a rope, but there's like a little area, like a little square you can sit on.
I understand.
You can sit on. Then you can get up. And you try to grab the things.
I see.
I tried it. I'm scared of it, but now I can do it. Now I can do it. I'm not scared of it, but I cannot do it.
I mean, you can do anything, but guess what? Or else, what are you trying to prove?
You just have to try.
I mean, am I able to climb that? In terms of, I mean, if I go up here and try to climb it now, I mean, am I able to do it?
If you can.
I can do it. Or else now, if you can, you say, I see if you can.
I see if you can.
I see if I can. I can always do it. I can just get the elevator and I can go all the way up.
Yeah.
I never have to climb the outside world.
No.
I can do it. I can do everything. Or there's always a way.
Or you can just build up. Or you can just build up.
I realize now, I understand, I get myself a ladder, I climb all the way up. I can do it. I mean, what do I have to prove? I mean, why do I have to prove to you or anybody that I can climb it? So I can do it. I realize that what's important is I'd rather be with you than climbing up all over there.
Okay.
I understand that either way, when you're trying to climb something, you climb knowledge,
Okay.
you climb leadership,
Okay.
you climb better attitude, you climb Jesus Christ, you climb the Bible of every
Okay.
single day. And understand that anything that's really gold is really what?
Okay.
I mean, what is gold?
Okay.
You say, I say okay.
I say okay.
I is gold. I is gold. I is everything.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the definition of all the words out there?
I.
I mean, there you go. I love you. I is everything. I is very important. I understand either way. If you're finished, I mean, if you're done, I mean, I can always say goodbye, but I love to speak to you. You say, I say bye. I say bye. I can always talk to you on my Instagram. I can talk to you. I say bye. I say bye too. Or either way, I understand I love you too. I understand either way, you can always set it down for yourself. You see, now you're doing it nice, beautifully. You're doing it nice and beautifully. But what's important here is, what did you learn the most today? I. He said I. Or else he said I. But either way, I understand either way. I'll see you later. I understand either way to always continue my nice, beautiful product. But understand I will upload this nice, beautiful video online and share it with your friends. I mean, either way, just make sure that you're just looking after yourself every single day, and just make sure that you're just growing up and learning fast. You have to learn that nice, beautiful communication skill daily, because what's important is I is very important. I understand that those who have I today are the ones that are really important, but I understand either way that my nice, beautiful video here is almost done. I just make sure every single day you can go, you can do whatever you want, but I understand I just make sure that I'm always communicating. I'm always making sure I'm looking after you. I'm looking after you. So make sure you're doing good in daily life. I understand. I thank you. I say bye. I say bye. I say bye. You never say bye. You never say goodbye. You say, I say goodbye. I say bye. I say I love you. I captain. Otherwise, every single day, I understand no matter what, I'm always in front of people. I understand when I'm in front of people, I'm teaching something of quality every single day. I just understand either way that my nice beautiful work over here is done. I understand either way that I have a 2-hour permit over here. I understand I went a bit over. I understand either way, I say goodbye.